Welcome to Dem Boyz, a podcast that has survived an earthquake. We're one Saints fan, one Cowboys fan, and today, one Seahawks fan. We're one fan of Who Dat, one fan of Dat Win. I don't have any Seattle-related
12th person? 1/12th person?
1/12th person. There you
go. We're here to give weekly takes, game recaps, bad betting picks, game previews, and the occasional Seinfeld reference. Today we're joined by friend of the show, Trang the Seahawks fan, joining us from, I believe, are you in San Diego? Is that correct?
Yeah, San Diego.
Okay,
yeah.
So we want to say I'm going to butcher
San
the pronunciation, but ciao ban Trang.
Yes,
Trang.
Well, you have to be good at this.
I've like slacked a little on my Vietnamese lessons.
I feel like for years I've been telling you have to get on it.
I know it's the reading it is okay. Like when I like see the words, but like trying to pronounce everything, I like butcher it. It's pretty terrible.
Okay, well that was pretty good. I feel like now you need to start with like a Vietnamese word every time you guys do the podcast now.
There we go. We'll add that to the show rundown.
Yeah.
I actually just got back from your neck of the woods. We were in Joshua Tree. So we flew into LA and then went out to Palm Springs, and then we're there for a couple of days to visit the national park.
Yeah.
So weather was good. We did experience an earthquake for the first time. It was very minor.
Ooh.
So that was fun. But Trang has been, we've been friends on Twitter for a while, obviously. Yes. Big Seahawks fan, big sports fan overall. I think your favorite team is the San Diego Padres, correct? That's your first love?
Yes. My first love, I guess you could say like the Padres, but I think I got into football more because of my dad. So my dad we'll get into that, but like the Padres are always there. It's just, because of my cousin.
That was really one of my first questions. So you're a Seahawks Padres Clippers fan. So how did you pick up those fandom? You said your dad was a big influence in terms of the football, but was he also an influence in terms of baseball as well?
It's funny because my cousins, I grew up with mostly male cousins, and they were all baseball fans first. So I went to my first game when I was like 4. That's when the Padres were at Qualcomm, where the Chargers used to play. So they shared in one stadium. So I was a Padres fan first. And then I got into football because around like when I was 8, that was because of my dad. He was like a huge football fan. Like even till this day, he'll remind me things that happened in 1970 something. And I'm like, I wasn't even created then. You guys didn't create me. So I don't. But he was a Chargers fan. And I remember just when I was like around 8 and he was like watching like a Monday night game, I think the Seahawks were playing somebody. And for some reason, I was locked in, whoever that was. I thought it was the most electric thing. And I remember just ended up sitting on the couch with him. And our first game was a Chargers Seahawks game. That was when the Seahawks was in the AFC. So we got to see them play more. Yeah, guys, that was like in 1998. So it was before the Super Bowl, everybody. It was before the first Super Bowl win.
So how did you manage to avoid like being a Chargers fan? Like how did you end up on the Seahawks fan? Was it because of that game specifically, or was like there?
Yeah, I don't know what it was, but all I remember was that was the most electric play I've ever like witnessed. And that was like my dad watches football all the time, but that was the one game that got to me. And I said, I'm gonna be a Seahawks fan. I obviously did not know anything except for, wow, the uniforms look cool. And then he took me to my first Chargers Seahawks game, and that was like our bonding thing. And I never got into the San Diego Chargers. I just loved that there was a team here, so we got to go watch the football all the time. But obviously they moved.
So is your dad more of a Seahawks fan or a Chargers fan? Did he follow you to the Seahawks fandom, or did he stay with the Chargers?
That's funny because he stayed with the Chargers, but he leans towards the Seahawks because when the Chargers are doing bad, it's like, oh, the Seahawks, but he's like very supportive of both now, which is kind of funny. But obviously now he's riding the Seahawks train because
it's nice that you're not like in the same division. So it's like if it was like, I guess if it was the Seahawks, if you were like a Broncos fan or a Chiefs fan or something, that would have caused some strife.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. But it's nice that like we have our own little thing. And I thought that he was just going to go full on Seahawks fan because Chargers left. But he has like the soft side for the Chargers. And obviously, I know you guys know, like a lot of San Diegans are so against the Chargers now and stuff like that. So, yeah.
And then the Clippers, I guess LA is probably the closest basketball town.
Well, they
you.
were San Diego Clippers,
and they were
yes, but I wasn't.
A while.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I'm not saying that you were around for that, but I know that they were previously the San Diego Clippers.
Yeah. And that's the reason I think I have like a huge ego. It's like a ego pride for me, where growing up in San Diego, obviously there was no more basketball team and everybody was a Lakers fan. And me having a big ego, I'm just like, no, I'm just going to go with the team that was in San Diego. So I went with the Clippers. Not that that did any good for me, but
you could always cheer for the Rockets, who are also former San Diego team.
True. That's true.
That's
San
true.
Diegans.
Yeah, yep. But I don't know. Well, maybe one day an NBA team will just want to come.
Are you also Go ahead. My question.
No, I was just going to ask, who's your favorite Padre of all time? Do you have one?
I would say Khalil Green.
Okay.
That's
deep cut.
That's a very deep cut.
Do you have a?
I got to look him up,
like
actually.
A current player?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, like my fandom runs deep, clearly. But I don't know. Current player, I just feel like we have so many electric guys right now, so I can't really pick one. It's like when obviously everyone would say Tatis, right? But like when he's mopey, he's not my favorite anymore, or something.
Right.
At the time.
He's very up and down.
Yeah, like I know he's an electric player, but obviously this past year he's kind of like a mopey boy, and that's not what we want.
You Darvish, even I still love.
I know he's such a great human too, and I think that's what makes you want to draw to him. But obviously his time is up, I'd say. Yeah, but it would be nice if they can get him on the staff.
I know. I really liked him, and like when he came over from Texas and then ended up leaving, like I think they ended up trading him. Like I felt bad, and like you could tell that he felt bad that he felt like he had let Rangers fans down in some aspect because he had never like quite like he was great, but he hadn't brought them to any postseason success. And you could tell he felt bad about it. So he's one guy that I always cheered for, like no matter what team he was on, even sadly the Dodgers for you. I will admit that. So let's talk a little bit of Seahawks for this season. How confident do you feel going into the championship game, and how does this compare? How do you feel about this team compared to like the Legion of Boom days, where once again they have this like dominant defense that they're built around with a quarterback who's able to lead them, like they've got a good offensive system. How do you feel about this team's chances going in, and how does it compare to the first Super Bowl team?
It's crazy because when you ask me how I feel now versus beginning of the season or even like the draft, I was just like, there's no expectations coming for me. It was like a rebuild year, but it's more, I guess like a fresh start more. It was cool that we plugged in some holes, but I feel like beginning of the season, I just felt like things were like a Band-Aid over situations. Like, to be honest, Sam Darnold was like a Band-Aid to me, at the time. I was like, iffy, whatever, but hey, it's a quote unquote refresh year. We'll see how it goes. Did not expect it to be this good, with Mike McDonald being in his another year under his belt as a new coach. I feel like it's a new kind of regime for everybody, right? Clint Kubiak came in. But I'm nervous. I feel like this division itself, I wanted to face the Bears. Okay,
yeah.
I'm a coward.
I don't blame you for that.
Shout out to Andy. Yeah,
I just very cowardly. I was like, oh god, like we need the Bears because it feels like you guys watch baseball. It's like the NL West to me. This is the Rams is like facing the Dodgers to me. It was like the Niners were like the Giants to me. Like this NL West team was crazy. So yes, I'm scared of the Rams because they are such a good team. I hate to admit it, but all around, like it's great. The difference, obviously, from the Niners, obviously, I know the injuries took a toll on the Niners. Their defense wasn't that strong. They didn't apply that much pressure on Sam Darnold, as I would think. That's why I'm scared of the Rams as well. And I know the last matchup we played against the Rams, the defense kind of allowed a lot of points from the Rams. And I feel like our secondary was like depleted then. We had a lot of injuries, but coming to this week, we really have like this time around, we have Kobe Bryant back. I know like I complained a lot about Rick Woolen. I'm sure you guys seen that on Twitter this whole season. I was like, can you stop being a clown and just let me, like, just play football, like, yeah.
How do you feel about Eamon Wari? He's been a beast, especially.
I need everybody to respect his name. That's right. What I'm hoping. I need everybody to know who he is. He's such a great rookie.
When we were talking about the draft, previewing the draft, we're like, this guy is either a Raven or a Seahawk. Like he just fits that mold. And as Brandon mentioned, with like the Legion of Doom.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just like when the Seahawks drafted him, it's like, of course he's gonna,
yeah.
That box safety who's just going to hit everybody and also has like that speed to like just fly around everywhere. Sort of, I guess kind of like a Cam Chancellor sort of thing where he can get into the box, but and also like
good comp.
Get on a tight end or a like slot guy and just kind of take him away, take him out of the picture. How have your feelings changed on Sam Darnold throughout the season?
Now I feel like he's a steal. Not before.
You don't. I guess watching Geno kind of suffer in Las Vegas made that a little easier too. I would think.
Yes, I would say a lot because I feel like I didn't see him stand up as much with the Raiders this season. It feels like he was on the ground more than he was up. But I feel like Sam Darnold, like he looked more confident this season. I don't know what it is. I mean, there's spurts of him, we're just like, gosh, like I think I'm between two. Are you a man? Are you a mouse? But he's like he could be that second half guy too, only, which is scary. But I'm happy with all that, and I think, it just also feels like, don't want to jinx it. The Legion of Boom, the Super Bowl, the 2014. That's what it feels like now, and defense beats offense. So that's what I'm hoping for. Because pass coverage lately has looked insane, and hopefully that could stop Puka and Devontae from lighting this team up.
I think that's got to be your main concern is like, what does Sean McVay do? Like, does he have a plan to attack this defense? Because that's really like you said, San Francisco has offensive weapons, but they're missing George Kittle. Their offensive line's gotten beat up, and then their defense is just down so many players. So that took a toll. You said you were a coward for this game. Going into the Super Bowl as a coward, who would you rather face? Would you rather a rematch against the Patriots or a rematch against the Broncos? Because either way, you're getting a rematch.
I think I know the answer. I think I know the answer to this one, but go ahead.
You want to take a pause? You want to take a pause?
You want Drake May or you want Jarrett Stidham?
I know.
Walking
One
in.
sounds better than the other.
I mean,
Wouldn't you rather avenge that Super Bowl though?
That's what I definitely want.
The Malcolm Butler Super Bowl.
Yeah, like that. Run the ball, like just run the ball the whole time. Like
just hand it to
just hand it off. That's it. Yeah.
Well, not Charbonnet, unfortunately, anymore for this.
I know. I was gutted for him because I know like free agency is coming for him too, or he's going to be a free agent.
Well, he was on my fantasy team this year, and he and JSN are my two favorite Seahawks.
Sure. I mean, good thing he vultured all those touchdowns from Kenneth Walker for you.
Yep, exactly. That's kind of why I picked him up.
Jason because he's a touchdown vulture.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jason
was my fantasy MVP this year. So shout out
basically,
to him. He won me a championship. So.
Let's go.
He was basically mine too. I didn't win the championship, but he carried me for sure. Yeah. I did finish second. My running back situation was like Charbonnet was like my best running back. So that'll tell you about like.
And everyone else was carted off the field.
Well, yeah. Well, I had Brandon's cousin James Conner for a while, and then he got hurt, and then I had to go with Charbonnet. I had to go with the guy from Washington, Bill Merritt.
God, they were hyping him up, but they didn't use him at all.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, I know.
Down.
Yeah.
And then I picked somebody up like halfway through the season. I don't even remember who it was, but yeah.
Fantasy just sucks this year, honestly. I mean, it sucks every year, but this year, those injuries were just insane. And everybody that you thought were going to do well and just...
It was your guy, Brandon.
The Raiders.
It was
either hurt or they played for the Raiders.
The Raiders.
Yeah, I had Bowers. I had Brock Bowers on my team. So yeah.
And he was
but no, it was the running back that saved me, other than Charbonnet, was Rico from Rico Dowdle.
Yeah, from Panthers. That was a good pickup. That was a good late pickup, I think, or not late-ish.
Yeah, I picked him up like week
we talked about
7 or 8.
Yeah.
No, good.
So we talked about your favorite all-time Padre. Do you have a favorite all-time Seahawk as well?
Well, I think I replied to you, Brandon, like Cam Chancellor, when you guys wanted.
That's right.
Yeah,
because
we were doing
that, I think.
So so we were doing our bye week. It was when Seattle was on their bye week, and we pick someone who only played for that team to present the bye week. And I asked you, and you said Cam Chancellor.
I love that segment, by the way. I'll say.
Yeah. So, do you have so is Cam? Is that he is your favorite? Do you have like a number 2, a close second, or?
No, I don't think so. I think that's just the first person that pops in my head because he's so electric. It's so bad to say, and I don't know if I'm gonna get cut out of this, but he always seems like he comes in for the kill, and it's like I'm not trying to have anybody hurt, but it's like he's vicious. He was kind of one of the enforcers. Him and
Bobby Wagner across the middle. You didn't want to run. You weren't wanting to run crossing routes against that team because you were you might leave on a stretcher.
Yes. And I that's what I meant, but I didn't want to say it.
The Saints ran it in Breeze's later years. We ran into Seattle a couple times in the playoffs, and it was like, those are the teams. Like, this is not Beastquake. I mean, Beastquake obviously was its own thing, but I remember that. I distinctly remember a playoff game in Seattle, and like Jimmy Graham was talking crap before the game, and like this is pre, and then we traded Jimmy Graham to Seattle, for Max Unger. It's like, what's going on here? But I was always going into the Seattle games. It's like, man, we're about to get beat up, like for real, and it usually was the case.
It was the case, yeah.
So we should ask, because we do have a couple of coaching connections. We can start because the Cowboys head coach was the offensive coordinator in Seattle. How do you feel about Brian Schottenheimer and how do you feel like did you like him in Seattle? Do you have you changed your opinions on him since he's come to Dallas? And I guess, the Cowboys had a really good offense this year. So I was not happy when they made the hire, but since he's kind of implemented some stuff that I think is actually made things easier on Dak, I've actually come to appreciate him more. How do you feel about him, and do you think Pete Carroll had anything to do with the fact that he wouldn't let Russ cook back when he was in Seattle?
I do think that. I do. I feel Pete just loves to run. I think he's just all about the run.
Unless it's the Super Bowl on the 1 yard line,
Yeah, right. Of course. I mean, that's where my revenge is gonna come here.
Right.
But and at that time, I don't know. It's a weird thing to say, but I think certain offensive coordinators are just meant for certain quarterbacks. I think that's why I think Brian just works with Dak. I think the way Dak's skills and talent is, it's nothing like, what Russ has, or whatever. It's, it's the same way I felt about Cliff Kingsbury and Kyler Murray. Like, it's kind of like that to me. Just certain offensive coordinators doesn't work with certain QBs. Like, like when you watch him at Texas Tech with Mahomes, it's different. Mahomes is different than Kyler Murray, kind of thing. Yeah. So I don't know. I think congratulations on Brian. That's all you. I'm just happy. This new staff that Mike McDonald brought in is so much way more better. And obviously with Clint Kubiak being able to know how to run and utilize this passing game and everything, it just works well with Mike Macdonald, and obviously Macdonald runs the defense anyway. So
yeah, that was going to be my other question, because Kubiak was obviously with the Saints last year, got the offense off to a hot start in those first two games, and then goes to Seattle and has kind of worked really well with Sam Darnold and has put him in good situations, kind of like we saw with Darnold in Minnesota. Are you worried that he's going to take a head coaching job this offseason? I know he's gotten a few interviews. I know he had interviewed in Atlanta, but that job has obviously gone to.
He is. I believe he is the betting favorite for the Raiders job.
Yeah.
So.
Ooh. How do you feel?
I don't know. Like, I feel like again, some guys are just maybe meant to just be a coordinator and not a head coach. So I can't say anything. But even then, they need a quarterback over there. Like, they need
a lot of.
I was gonna say.
Well,
but they need a lot.
They need a lot. Yeah, I mean, I just saw somewhere that he was the betting favorite. Now, to your point, Trang, that doesn't mean he has to take the job. I mean, he can always just say, like, he can do the Eric Bieniemy kind of thing, and like, I'm just gonna stay as OC, wait for a better job to potentially open maybe down the road.
Even Ben Johnson was another one.
Or Ben Johnson's that's the better example. That's who I was trying to think of. Yeah, Ben Johnson. No, I'm happy for Kubiak that he because I mean, as Brandon said, first two games of last season, Saints offense was great, and then injuries and all this other stuff. And to your point, Trang, about a quarterback and an OC just kind of clicking, feels like Darnold and Kubiak have done that, and they've kind of found that synergy. Picking up Shaheed in the middle of the season have definitely helped. You're welcome.
That's why I was going to come on. Yeah, no, I was just my plan today was come on here and thanking you for Kubiak and a Shaheed.
Okay, there you go.
I was like along the lines.
That's a lot better. That's a lot better than last year when Brandon was yelling at me because Zach Bond was an Eagle. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
I should have worn my DeMarcus Lawrence jersey.
Speaking of, that was my second thank you. I was going to come in here and thank you for Dexter Lawrence too, because he's been great. So DeMarcus Lawrence, my bad.
See, I love him because he's one of those guys who doesn't get appreciated enough, because he doesn't always have the sack numbers, but he's great against the run, and then he always plays hard. Like, he's a high motor guy, and so he just fits really well in that system, I think.
Yeah.
Who? So I know you mentioned McDonald is the defensive play caller. Who is the defensive coordinator?
I forgot his name, but I don't think he. Yeah, we don't hear from him.
Yeah, right.
Is it Alan Dirty?
I don't think so.
I know Leslie Frazier, I think, is on the staff, but I don't think he's the defense.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm blanking out right now because I was just going to say something. I forgot the name. But the reason why, when you look at it, when they have the defense in the sidelines, you see Mike Macdonald coming over there with the clipboard and calling. So regardless of who defensive coordinator is, it's Mike Macdonald making the final call. You see that clipboard over there.
That's how Peyton was with
Aiden
the Saints.
Dirty.
Aiden Dirty.
It's Aiden Dirty, who is the British former defensive line coach for the Cowboys.
Oh, okay.
I guess that kind of makes sense.
So is it like an inverse Ted Lasso thing? Like, is it like?
Yeah, that's what it looks. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Exactly.
Because I mean, I don't think anybody really knows our defensive coordinator, to be honest. Because
I know. I think that's the important thing.
That's like nobody knew who Pete Carmichael was until Sean Payton left.
That's true. See,
it's kind of the same thing. Like, Payton was the offensive play caller. Pete Carmichael just had the title of offensive coordinator.
Because when I think you ask, or when you talk to a lot of Seahawks fans, it's like Mike Macdonald's defense. It's not
right.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You guys also. You guys also drafted one of my favorite players in this past draft was Gray Zabel, the offensive lineman from North Dakota State, or I forget where he was from.
North Dakota State.
Yeah.
Because I was like, man, I know the Saints aren't going to draft him because they had like the 9th pick, but it's like a guy who could play everywhere along the line is like candy.
No, he's such a difference maker. That's all I can say. Like, what a great addition to the team, to be honest.
Well, we appreciate your football takes, but I did want to get a couple of your takes on non-football items. First of all, most importantly, what is your favorite Vietnamese dish?
Oh,
Put you on the spot a little bit.
It's fine. I feel like it's funny. I had a conversation this morning with somebody too. I was like, I'm kind of getting tired of people like knowing that I'm Vietnamese. When they find out I'm Vietnamese, they're just like, "Oh, I love pho," and I'm like,
"That's like the most basic. That's like the There's even better like Vietnamese soups than that. Like,
thank you.
Bún Bò Huế is like the real that's the like.
Yes, I think you fall nowhere. I mean, broth nowhere.
That's right.
But that's what I'm saying. If people were to tell me pho, I would try to tell you, "Hey, go get Bún Bò Huế or something," right? But my favorite dish has to be bánh bột lọc. Have you ever tried that?
I don't think I've had that.
Yeah, it's like the clear tapioca starch. I think you probably have, and it has like shrimp.
I probably just don't know the name, like the specific name of it.
Yeah, that's my favorite. It's like this weird tapioca texture. It's clear and it has like shrimp and like I don't know, like pork inside.
Okay,
and you eat it with nước mắm.
I think I do know what you're talking about. So I think my go-to like in terms of like home like for a restaurant, it's like bò lục lok because that's like everywhere and like
yes.
It's pretty simple and straightforward. And then the like home cooked one would be gà kho, which is like because
caramelized.
Because we love catfish. Yeah, we love catfish in this household.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, so
that's different.
We're gonna have to get Paul on the Vietnamese food train here pretty soon.
Yeah.
Well, have you had any Vietnamese food before, or have you tried any?
I'm a basic white guy and have had pho. You know, like
that's fine.
I actually, I'm gonna hate myself for saying this, but I was like, has anybody thought about opening a Vietnamese place and call it Forget About It? Like, no, nothing. No. I'll see you guys later.
See yourself out.
That's it. I'm out.
My first and last time on this podcast.
Right. Well, Trang's not coming back. Okay.
My personal plan to opening a restaurant was going to be the Pho King.
Oh, we have a Pho King in San Diego, actually.
Really?
Yes.
I was gonna say I want to say I've seen that before.
Of course. There's got to be There's got to be somebody that's had that idea.
Yeah. So when Paul said that, it's like, there's some other weird spots. Like, I don't know. There's like
I actually
going viral.
I did work in my previous job. I actually worked with a woman who is Vietnamese, and so we went to there's a pho place around here, and then we went for lunch one day. And yeah, I'm down for trying almost anything. So I mean,
yeah, I feel like there's much more.
We have a lot of good Vietnamese restaurants here too, specifically just because there's such a large population.
Yeah.
And so like you can get like actual really good Vietnamese food here.
Which part of you're Texas, right? Well, which part of Texas are you in again?
We're both in Houston.
Oh,
Greater Houston area.
Has a great yes. Yeah. Never mind. You got all the good stuff over there.
Yep.
The greater. Yeah.
Have you ever visited?
No, I haven't. I always wanted to. Like I wanted to do the whole Houston thing. My parents go often, but I'm just like.
If you ever get a chance, we'll take you out. We'll take you out to one of the local Vietnamese places here.
Yes, I will hit you guys up if I ever go to Houston.
If you're ever in town,
don't come this weekend. It's gonna freeze. It's gonna we got ice.
No, it's gonna freeze.
Yeah, don't
really.
Don't. Yeah, they're
like gonna supposed to be terrible.
They're gonna shut down the state. Like it's gonna be crazy.
Really?
Yeah, it's
pretty much.
It's like is it usually like that in January, end of January?
It gets like
every once in a while. Yeah. 5 years ago, we had like a freak like ice storm come through and literally shut down our grid, like our power grid.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was
Ice-mageddon, basically.
Wow. Yeah. I have family there, but I just never went. But I'm over here complaining today about 62 degrees cloudy, so I never mind. So never mind.
I went to San Francisco for work a couple of years ago, And I was like, oh yeah, I could get used to this. Like this weather's like, I could do this.
Yeah,
this is,
I mean, I
It's
told
so
you,
windy there, though. It's so windy all the time.
it was, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I was just there, and like I like got back today because like we were in the mountains and it's like in the 70s and cool, and then I get back here and it's like overcast and gray and very flat, and so
And very flat.
nothing to see here.
Yeah. Well, if you guys are ever this way, just hit me up too. Like, I would love to take you guys around San Diego.
Yeah, I need to. We actually went. My wife and I went for our honeymoon was in San Diego, so we did San Diego. We did the zoo. We did a Padres game, and then we drove up to LA and did Disneyland for a day as well. So we need to go back eventually though, because it was a great city.
Yeah, I remember you telling that. It was like a while ago, but I feel like if you go to San Diego now, it's so much different. It's really nice. But the only thing is now all we're complaining about is pay for parking everywhere. Yeah, it's just, they started, I think you said the zoo, right? Like that area now, it's obviously very much nicer, but you got to pay for like $16 per day or something. I don't know. It's just crazy.
Gosh.
Like I know it's living in San Diego. So, okay,
So I guess final question, what are you, in terms of, we talk a lot about TV, just TV, music, movies, anything that you're reading, watching, listening to right now that you're particularly into? Seen any good movies or TV shows lately?
Not really. I mean, I read a lot, so I'm always reading like randomly, but I don't know. Have you guys watched Mobland?
No, I have not.
No, I've heard of it.
Good.
This is the
who?
Pierce Brosnan? Is this the Pierce Brosnan show?
Yes, and Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy, yep.
Yeah, and all that. It's it's not their typical mob show, but they're so good at acting that it just makes you feel like I need to actually kill one of them off, and you're actually in it. Like they're so good. It's very intense, but that's something that I would recommend. I think they're shooting season 2 right now. So
this is on Paramount Plus. Is that Paramount?
Yes. If you have that.
I remember the trailers.
Once
upon a time, seeing them.
Yeah, it's really good. It's so good.
What are you reading anything exciting right now?
I just got done 6 years. It's called by I think I forgot his name, like Harlan Cohen. That was really good. The ending sucked. I can't lie. Everything else about it was great.
Note to self.
Yeah. I don't know if I would recommend it, but it was good for the most part.
Good until the end.
Yes, he's a great writer, but till that.
What are your thoughts on the show Seinfeld?
He has to not kick me out here, but I might just.
No, let's go. You're safe. You're safe.
The leave button's ready for me. Yep, the leave button's ready for me. But I couldn't really get into it, and I don't know if I should start over as like more of an adult now that I'm like 35, 36, about to be 36. Maybe I should get into it, but back then I couldn't.
What?
Not for everybody.
So this year's year of the horse. What's your zodiac?
I'm a horse.
You are a horse, so this is your year.
Yeah, it's a fire horse too. So
there you go.
I feel like it's a good thing.
Do you have any big plans for Lunar New Year?
My cousins and I usually like do like a get together. We gamble during the weekend, but I think the first day is like the first day.
You got Brandon's attention now if you're gambling.
I know. Yeah, right?
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, just grew up a degenerate. That's life. But yeah, we usually go to Orange County. That's where a lot of the Vietnamese people are at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there's like a little Saigon there, like a Vietnamese community. Yeah, so they do it big there, and it's a weekday, so hopefully we get to do that.
I think it's actually the same day as Mardi Gras this year, like random.
Nice.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Yeah,
now Mardi Gras, I know.
We were
Mardi Gras, I know.
Oh, Mardi Gras, Paul?
I know Mardi Gras.
Would you like to share?
We should combine it into like a giant, huge holiday.
I know.
So if you are Vietnamese and you live in New Orleans, this is your year. right? Basically.
But yeah, that's it.
Oh yeah. I should just go there. Or no. Yeah. What are you guys doing? Are you guys doing anything?
We usually do. We'll go to like find a local place that does a lion dance. We'll do that. We'll go out to eat.
Yeah.
And then usually do something with like my wife's parents. She'll do some like cooking for us. But just, I mean, something simple. But I mean, obviously, we got to pick up some red envelopes for.
Yeah. I know. I'm like at the age where I'm like, dang it. I have to.
Now you're on the other side of the
Yeah, and I have like 17 nieces and nephews combined because my cousins,
Whoa.
my cousins' kids are considered my nieces and nephews because we're that close. That's how I guess it works here. So it's like now there's like 17 of them, and yeah, I miss receiving them. I don't want to give them. I know, like imagine Christmas for me, and I'm the only one without a kid, so.
Man, so they expect you to like you have to be the mom to everybody now.
Yes. Now, see, you get that. No one else gets it.
Yeah, I understand. Oh.
But yeah, that's my life. I miss the receiving end of the red envelopes.
Absolutely. So, all right. Well, we appreciate you coming on with us, talking some Seahawks. We wish them. I will say, out of the teams still left, I think they're the ones I'm probably, I guess dislike least might be one way to put it. But like, I feel like that's the team I'm kind of rooting for. No offense to our other listener, Donnie.
Not forget them.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, forget Donnie.
All right, then.
Yeah.
Sorry, Donnie. We're done with you.
Well, Donnie didn't send us a correspondence this week, so he's.
Oh, okay.
No Donnie dispatch this week, so
we're snubbing. We're going to snub him.
He snubbed us. Yeah.
Okay, Paul, are you Seahawks too, or where are we going here?
So, all right. So, Trang, you know, I don't want to jinx him, right? So I'll let you in on a little secret. We'll do our picks later, but I'm staying with the formula. Okay, I'm staying with the formula that's worked for us.
Okay.
And we'll,
no Paul curse
so
this time.
I'll just leave it at that. I will say I'll also let you know this week's the NFC Championship will be brought to you by Rick Tootin, who is a punter who played for the Seahawks and the Rams.
There we go.
And his nickname was Bootin' Tootin' because he was a punter. I was like, this just seems appropriate. So
yeah,
figured I'd let you know on that. But yeah, thank you, Trang. We appreciate it. You're welcome back to any time, as long as as long as you're not mad.
I don't get kicked out.
Well, or if you're mad at us, I mean,
what?
Unless you jinx my team, that's one.
That's
or
true.
two,
exactly.
I say something that deserves to be kicked out of here, which I understand. I have no filter.
No, you're
so.
good. You're good.
Of course. I've seen your Twitter account. You do not have a filter.
And I was like before I came in, I was like, okay, you got to be a little professional a little bit.
No, you're fine.
Well, we appreciate.
Good luck
Appreciate your time.
Good luck to the Padres. Good luck to the Clippers. I don't know. I haven't been keeping up with NBA. I don't know. I know. Is Kawhi Leonard still like planting trees? Is that still happening? Like what's going on there?
Well, I mean, he's injured again, so that's why he's planting trees.
There you go.
But he's been doing so. He was doing so well again, but yeah, that's it.
He needs to aspire.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. Kawhi needs to aspire to be healthy. Is probably
yeah.
So
and for the next few months, that's a good one. But thank you guys for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Do you want to plug?
Go Hawks.
Do you want to plug your? I'll say, do you want to plug your show? Or you have a podcast.
You do have
you do. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, our podcast is I think we're not going to pick up another episode until baseball season starts. Pip Tagler podcast, funny little podcast. My co-host is a clown, so he does what he wants.
Okay.
Yeah. So we just talk baseball. He does his little, skits and stuff. And yeah, I don't think we're going to have another episode till probably opening day. So
Sweet.
You're just a lot. You're there to supervise, right? You're the adult in the room on that one.
Yeah, which is crazy, right? Because you just said I'm so unfiltered on Twitter. Yeah, I have to be an adult sometime, and that's my call.
There you go. So
thank you guys.
Absolutely. Have a
Thanks,
good one.
Trang. Appreciate
it. You guys too. Bye.
That was a delightful fun conversation there. Thank you to Trang for hanging out.
I guess now we have to go back to our regularly scheduled programming. People are
got to go back to regularly scheduled.
They have to listen to us now.
Yeah, sorry guys. But we'll I guess we'll pick it up with our patron saint / Cowboy / Seahawk of the week in honor of our good friend Trang. Running back, not that John Williams. Williams attended Reefs Puffer High School. I just thought about that. Reefs Puffer High School. That's pretty. It's pretty good. Trang might have liked that one. I don't know.
Reef Puffin. I don't know.
Where he practiced. Now again, this is coming off of Wikipedia, so I don't know if somebody was messing with me or what. But
like I did last week.
Right, exactly. I also love this. They put where he practiced football and track, not played football and track. He practiced football and track. He accepted a football scholarship from the University of Wisconsin. Williams was selected by the Michigan Panthers in the 14th round of the USFL draft, and he was on the team that captured the USFL's first championship. He suffered a toe injury, did not play in the 24-22 win over the Atlantic Division champion Philadelphia Stars. He was second on the team behind Ken Lacey with 153 carries for 624 yards, featuring 13 touchdowns, which led the team, and a 24.2 kickoff average on 12 returns, which also led the team. In 1984, he led the team with 197 carries for 984 yards, 8 rushing touchdowns, also posted 1,199 total scrimmage yard, and 25 receptions for 215 yards. He had a franchise record 72-yard touchdown run. He tallied 177 rushing yards in the first round playoff loss against the Los Angeles Express, which at the time was the longest game in professional football history. In 1985, he moved to Oakland when the franchise merged with the Invaders. He was second on the team behind Albert Bentley with 186 carries for 857 yards, 9 rushing touchdowns. That led the team. He helped the team reach the USFL championship where it lost to the Baltimore Stars. He would finish his USFL career as the franchise's all-time leading rusher with 2,645 yards, 6th all-time leading rusher in league history. August 15, 1985, he signs as a free agent with the Dallas Cowboys after the Oakland Invaders folded. He made the team over fullback Ron Springs, played in 8 games as a backup to fullback Timmy Newsome, had 13 carries for 40 yards, averaged 21.5 yards on 6 kickoff returns, was released on October 29th to make room for fullback Todd Fowler. November 6, 1985, he gets signed as a free agent by the Seahawks, plays in 2 games before being placed on IR, and is released before the 1986 season on August 28th. On September 2nd of 1986, he signs as a free agent with the New Orleans Saints. He was limited with a sprained knee injury he suffered in his first carry as a Saint. Only appeared in 7 games, spent the last 5 games on IR, was released on September 7th, 1987. The next day, September 8th, 1987. Go ahead.
So I will say that he signed with the Saints like 3 weeks before I was born, basically.
No, there you go. So yeah. So what was that? September 2nd, 1986. September 8th, 1987, he is claimed off of waivers by the Indianapolis Colts to replace an injured Owen Gill. He gets released on September 27th, 1 game after the NFL strike was canceled. 1988, he goes on to sign with the Calgary Stampeders of the Canadian Football League, reuniting with head coach Larry Kucherich, who was his offensive coordinator with the Oakland Invaders. He gets placed on IR before being activated for the 6th game against how's it against the Stampeders if he's playing for the Stampeders? I don't know. He was released from active roster and signed to the practice roster on October 21st. He was released again on November 6th, finished with 44 carries for 130 yards. So not that John Williams. We salute you for your service.
Maybe he was so bad for the Stampeders that he was basically playing against his own team.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, these Wikipedia folks are messing me up, man. I guess I gotta start reading these before.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
I'm Ron Burgundy, exactly. So another San Diegan. I'm Paul, the Saints fan.
I'm Brendan, the Cowboys fan.
We're your hosts. Izzy, let them know what time it is.
Yeah, that's it. It's go time. Let's see you lift that.
Mr. Mandelbaum, please.
It's go time.
This one's for you, Pop. It's go time.
It's go time.
You've been married 3 times.
That's it! It's go time!
It's go time.
All right. It is go time. If you want to contact us at the show, you can do so via email, blessthemboys@gmail.com, BLESSDEMBOYZ. We're on Twitter at bless_dem_boys. I'm at Paul Elliott _316. Brandon is at Ball from Grace. Still on Blue Sky. Still not checking it. Yeah. Don't know what to tell you.
We're there in spirit.
We're there in spirit. If you're checking us out live on YouTube, thank you. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Brandon, you told me we got our first female subscriber this week.
We did.
How about that, huh?
We made it.
We moved.
We're up to 21 subscribers.
Yeah.
One woman.
We can drink. We can
Right.
officially drink.
There we go.
Yeah, we made it to 21 subscribers. We can now drink. So, yeah, if you're checking us out on YouTube Live, thank you. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button while you're here. You can also check us out on Spotify and Apple. Like, share, subscribe, leave a rating and review. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell the bots. Before we get into some more football talk here, we're going to take a brief detour because here at Bless Them Boys, we do pride ourselves on being able to discuss other things.
But enough about fish. I can discuss other things, you know.
All right, Brandon, I'm going to let you tell us what you got up to this week, and then I'm going to step aside for a second.
So, as I mentioned on this show, or earlier parts of the show with Trang, we took a trip for my wife's birthday this year out to Joshua Tree, which is in Southern California. So we flew out on Friday, flew into LA early morning, and then flew from there out to Palm Springs, drove out to Joshua Tree, had lunch with, so this is kind of like a big get together for my wife. So we had some friends from college met us there, and then her brother and his wife also met us there. So we went up, rented a house near the national park, which the national park is like huge. It's like absolutely massive. Like you could drive 30 minutes to get to a different area to enter the park. And so we kind of just hung out on Friday as everybody got into town. Saturday, we did a hike up to Warren's Peak. So we did that, not Warren Moon's Peak, but we did go up there. That was a really fun hike. I enjoyed that. Then the next day we did some rock scrambles over there. There was a rock that looked like a skull that we did. There was a heart rock. And so we did some of that on Saturday. Sunday, the Warren's Peak hike was Saturday. Sunday, we did the rock scrambles. Monday, we were originally going to fly out Monday, but it ended up being cheaper to fly out Tuesday. So we just went into Palm Springs and then we went to this one restaurant called Tequila, which has like it's not like a Michelin star restaurant, but it's like one of those like Michelin Bib Gourmand.
It's not a Michigan. It's not a Michigan star either.
Michigan man. And so we went there for dinner on Monday night, and as we were having dinner, everybody's phones started going off. Like, and I assumed that it was just like an Amber Alert because it was that same sort of noise. But then I looked at my phone and it's like earthquake, cover your head and get to a safe location. I was like, and I'm like freaking out when I see this. But then like the room like shakes like so weakly, like you like feel it, but it's like just like a gentle kind of tremble. We looked at the lady at the table next to us was like, "Oh, did you feel that?" And so I was like, "Yeah." So me and my wife were like, "Oh, an earthquake. We've never like felt that before." And then the kids were both like, "Earthquake? When? When's it gonna happen?" We're all like, "Well, it already happened. You just missed it."
Yeah.
So that's about how big the earthquake was that we survived. So we did that, and then we went back, and I will say I really like the West Coast. Well, the weather was fantastic, but the other thing about the West Coast is that the sports games are all finished at a reasonable hour, and I can still go to bed at a reasonable time as an old man who is washed.
When I went to San Francisco for work, we got there on a Monday, and the Monday night game started at like 4:30 in the afternoon there, and I'm like, oh, this is nice. This is I think about that too, because like I listen to I haven't listened in a couple weeks, but I usually listen to Bill Simmons' podcast, and he's based out of California, and they'll usually go live after the Sunday night game. But for him, that's like 7:30, 8:30, or
it's like 9 o'clock.
Whatever.
Yeah,
or like 9 o'clock at the latest. And it's like, I just think if if you're a sports person, I bet being on the West Coast must be like fantastic, because even for like the weeks where you have the London games or the games over the pond, you have to wake up early. You probably got to wake up like 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock to watch a game. But still, you can go 6. You're done by whatever 8 o'clock or whatever. So, yeah.
The only downside is if you're a big soccer fan, those days can be rough, because I think for some of those games you got to get up at like 3:30 to watch. So that's a little bit more difficult. But so we went to dinner at like, I mean, we are the elder Seinfelds in that we're getting the early bird.
Look who's eating at 6 o'clock. Remember when Jack Klompus is like,
so 6 o'clock is like late for us. And so we go to dinner, and I see the national championship game is on, and I like forget that it's 5 o'clock, so the game is like started. But we get back to the hotel, and so I'm able to turn on the second half, and I ended up, I mean, we can talk about this later, but I did end up managing to watch the end of that game, which was actually turned out to be a really, really good game. Like,
yeah,
I don't know, did you catch any of that?
I watched a little bit of the first half and just didn't care to watch much else of it.
Did you Newman?
Well, yeah, kind of, I guess, but like I wasn't like actively watching, to begin with. I was kind of like I checked in at the beginning, and like Indiana had scored, and I think it was 7-0 or 10-0 or something, or whatever it was. And I'm like, okay, well, this is, I see where this is going, and
I'll give credit to Miami, because because they had plenty of time where they could have, especially like, I think after they got it to 3, they go 3, they get a stop, they get the ball back in their own territory, they go 3 and out, and then they have the punt blocked into the end zone, recovered, and you say like, okay, that's going to be it. But they credit to them, they battled back a lot, and I thought they did a really good job. And then at the end, Indiana going up 6, and you're like, I don't know, man. Going up 6 feels like you're just you're trying your best to get your heart ripped out of your chest, but Carson Beck underthrows a ball that into double coverage. They make the play, and so but yeah, that was a an excellent game. So what about you, Paul? What did you get up to?
Yeah, so I did not go to out of state. I stayed here in good old Texas. I did get a chance to go to the movie theater, and I saw a new release 28 years later, The Bone Temple, the sequel to last year's 28 Years Later. Went to an early showing. So much like you and going to dinner early, I went to like an 11 o'clock in the morning show. I took the day off on Friday, and I went to just like an 11 o'clock showing at Regal Cinemas. Have you been to a Regal Cinema?
No, we just go to the local one because that's like an AMC, and it is like so.
So here's what happened. So I got 4 ticket vouchers for Regal Cinema, but the person who gave them to me didn't realize that the closest Regal Cinema to me is 20 minutes away, which it's fine. So I used one of those tickets to go see 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. Very good. It's very good performance from Ray Fiennes is very good in it. Hang on one second. Sorry.
Where would you rank this in the 28 Days Later catalog?
Oh, in the 28 later, 28. Yeah. So
yeah,
that's a good question. I haven't really thought about it. I haven't really thought about it. I guess so. I think 28 Days Later is probably 1. And then these 28 Years Later movies are 2A and 2B. And then 28 Weeks Later, even though I like 28 Weeks Later, I know a lot of people don't care for it as much, but I would put 28 Weeks Later at the bottom. They are working on another one, a third, and they set it up. I don't want to spoil anything, but the end of The Bone Temple does set up for another film coming. And I have to admit, I was a little apprehensive going in because the director of this film is Nia DaCosta, who directed. This is the first movie I've seen that she's directed, but I thought she did a wonderful job. But she had directed the Candyman remake that came out last year, or the year before, and that kind of was mixed reviews. I didn't see it, but she also directed this Tessa Thompson.
Yeah, Candyman doesn't seem like Candyman does not seem of your ilk, I guess.
Yeah.
Would be the.
She also directed a movie with Tessa Thompson that came out last year called Hedda. It's on Amazon Prime. I have not checked that one out either, but yeah. But all that to say,
Was it about a soccer shot where you hit the ball with your
no,
head, you hit it?
I don't think so. I haven't seen it yet, but I don't think it's about that.
Okay.
Based on the footage I've seen, no, I don't think it's that. And then I also watched over the weekend Netflix. There's a new movie out on Netflix starring Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. It's called The Rip. And if you are a fan of crime movies, cop movies, you definitely want to check this one out. Basically, they play Affleck and Damon play 2 cops in Miami who get a tip on a drug house, a possible drug house, and they go to check it out. And basically, the idea of a rip is cops who rob drug dealers, basically. So they'll go to a house where they know there's X number of dollars but they only report why, and they keep the difference kind of thing. So it's set up as that kind of film. I don't want to talk about it too much, because if you talk about it too much, you kind of start giving things away. But Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, Steven Yeun is in it. Folks might remember him from Walking Dead. Kyle Chandler is in it as well. I would definitely
not related to Chris Chandler.
No, or Chandler Parsons. No. Yeah. So I would definitely recommend both of those. The Bone Temple, I would say, definitely try to go check it out in theaters. I mean, it's probably still be good at home, but there is one. There are 2 needle drops in the Bone Temple that are out of sight fantastic. Just kind of blew me away. So I would definitely recommend checking it out in the theater. And then as far as 2025 catch up, I did watch The Running Man, the Glenn Powell version of The Running Man that came out last year. It's on Paramount Plus now. It's okay. It's directed by the same Edgar Wright who did Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead and those movies.
Yeah.
So if you have a Paramount Plus, or I think it's on MGM Plus as well. If you have one of those subscriptions, give it a shot. Check it out. If you like Glenn Powell, he's quite good in it. The guy who stole the show for me, and he always steals the show in any movie I see him in, is Coleman Domingo, who plays kind of for those that don't know, the gimmick of the movie is basically The Running Man is a show where people sign up to be on the show, and they basically go on the run, and they have to survive 30 days. And the longer they survive, the more money they earn. And it's a game show. It's in a dystopian future where this is kind of a game show, and this is where people like to watch it because they like to see people get hunted down. And Glenn Powell signs up for it. And Josh Brolin is also in the movie, playing kind of a villain role, I would say. Like I said, it's okay. The original, the Arnold version from 1987, it's maybe it's different than that one. So the setup is a little different. It is based on a Stephen King novel that Stephen King wrote under a pseudonym, Richard Bachman. I think I talked about this with Long Walk when I talked about that movie.
Yeah.
But I'll definitely check it out. And then the Oscar nominations are coming out tomorrow as we're recording this on the 22nd of January. So I wanted to check out Die My Love, which is a movie directed by Lynn Ramsey, stars Jennifer Lawrence and Robert Pattinson. Jennifer Lawrence is beginning wide acclaim for this role, and I can completely understand why. Basically, it's a movie where Pattinson and Lawrence are a young couple. They move to, I can't remember exactly where they move, but it's kind of a desolate area. And at some point, Jennifer Lawrence becomes pregnant, has a kid, and it really becomes like a movie about postpartum and how she kind of it's a little bit more, I don't know about, it's not a plot driven movie. It's more of a psychological, I won't even say thriller, but just kind of more of a psychoanalysis type movie. And what's happening to Jennifer Lawrence as she's dealing with having a kid, moving, and she's a writer, I believe. And so and Robert Pattinson, I don't remember what Robert Pattinson's
I'm a writer.
is, but I'm a writer. But I would definitely check it out. It's definitely worth seeing. Right now, it's only available to stream on a service called Mubi, MUBI. They're kind of a newer streaming service.
I've heard of it.
That's they actually bought the rights to this movie when it premiered at one of the festivals last year. But Jennifer Lawrence will probably be nominated for this. I don't know if she'll win. The role, it is a little bit out there. The heavy betting favorite right now is Jessie Buckley for Hamnet, which I have not seen yet. I want to see it's not playing anywhere near here. It's not on streaming yet. So when it comes to hopefully they'll put it out on streaming before Oscar season. The other one I want to check out is If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, which is Rose Byrne is supposedly very good in that. So I'm going to try to check those out here sooner than later.
Rose Byrne was in I always associate her with Damages.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't think I've seen it though.
Man,
yeah.
Great show.
Rose Byrne is in Neighbors, the movie Neighbors with Seth Rogen and James Franco.
Mm.
She's Seth Rogen's wife in that. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I don't think I ever saw that.
But yeah, I definitely want to check that out. And then an update on my Denzel challenge here, my Cinechums challenge, the Denzel edition. So this week,
4 for 4. Are we 4
for 4?
3 for 3?
We're 4 for 4.
4 for 4.
We're 4 for 4. So this is week 4. This week was a little bit more straightforward than last week. So last week is, folks that listened last week, had a little trick. It was a little tricky finding a movie. This week was pretty straightforward. The theme was blue. So basically, this past Monday was apparently like the most depressing day of the year or something like that. I forget how they.
Is it because of like the darkness, like how long the day?
Yeah,
is or
there was something like that. Anyway, so the theme for the week was blue. So you could either do something with blue in the title, something where the characters are blue. You know, like again, you kind of cast a wide net. So I just went with. I kept it pretty simple. I just went with Devil in a Blue Dress, which is a 1995 film that Denzel did. It's directed by Carl Franklin. He plays a World War II veteran who is tasked with tracking down a woman who has gone missing. And it's kind of a neo-noir type film. It's really the closest Denzel got to playing like a Humphrey Bogart type role. I really wish he'd have done more stuff like this, honestly, in his career, because it's just a really interesting film. But he stars with Don Cheadle is in the movie also, who's very good. Actually, and there's a connection to my film I used last week. So last week I used Book of Eli. So the woman who plays the femme fatale in Devil in a Blue Dress is Jennifer Beals, and Jennifer Beals is also in Book of Eli. She plays Mila Kunis's mother, who, if you remember from when I talked about Book of Eli last week, Mila Kunis is like kind of beholden to Gary Oldman's kind of clan that he runs because he has her mom, and so she's kind of sticking around to take care of her mom, and her mom is played by Jennifer Beals. Jennifer Beals is the, I guess, titular Devil in a Blue Dress in this movie. So I would definitely recommend checking it out if you can. Good.
That reminds me, I've actually been listening to. I've been going back through the Kanye oeuvre recently. So started with College Dropout, listened to Late Registration, Graduation, 808s and Heartbreaks. 808s and Heartbreaks, that album stinks. Don't bother. Don't waste your time. And then My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy actually has a song, might be my favorite Kanye song of all time, Devil in a New Dress. Have you ever heard this?
Oh, song? I've never heard of it. No. Is what album is this on?
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. I think this is kind of widely regarded as his like best album. It's like the most sort of like artistically expansive. He has some songs that are like 6 or 7 minutes long, like the Runaway song, which is like an 8-minute song, which is really good. Devil in a New Dress is like 5.5 minutes.
Is this the one? Is Power on this one? Which album is Power on? Is it Power? Is that the name of the song?
I think Power is on. Wait.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it's on
this one. Or
yeah, it's on this. I'm looking at it right now.
I couldn't remember because there's also like All of the Lights is another like.
Yeah. So
like power
the track track listing is Dark Fantasy, Gorgeous featuring Kid Cudi and Raekwon. Power.
Gorgeous also another banger.
Okay. All of the Lights, Monster with Jay-Z, Rick Ross, Nicki Minaj, and Bon Iver. Jesus Christ. Okay. So Appalled. Hey, he's got a song named after me. He's So Appalled.
Appalled. There you go.
Devil in a New Dress featuring Rick Ross. Runaway with Pusha T. Hell of a Life. Blame Game with John Legend. Lost in the World with Bon Iver. And Who Will Survive in America, excuse me. And then there's an iTunes Store bonus track called See Me Now with Beyonce, Charlie Wilson, and Big Sean.
I would recommend, if you've never, that is a great album. So highly recommend that. And even if you're not going to listen to the album, go ahead and listen to Devil in a New Dress, because that is one of his. There's a line in that song where he says, at the Jamaican spot, at the bar, take a seat. I ordered the jerk. She said, "You are what you eat."
Oh yeah, I think I've heard that line somewhere.
Great line.
Okay, I might have to check that out. I used to, so when I was running, one of the tracks on my playlist was Power. That was kind of a, because I heard it. If you watch any commercials, yeah, it was all over the place.
Yeah, that song was everywhere.
So, okay, and then 4 for 4 on the Denzel challenge. We'll see what happens there. So I actually, when I saw the challenge, so here's the funny thing. So I saw the challenge, and immediately Devil in a Blue Dress came to mind, because I was like, okay, there's actually another movie he's in that would have fit, which is called Mo Better Blues, which is he plays a trumpet player. But also on the Cinechum's website, so when they first publish a challenge or publish the prompt, they'll give you some suggestive movies that meet the criteria. One of the movies that they suggested was Training Day. And I was like, is it because of the police? Like Man in Blue? Like
that would have been my go-to there.
Because I was like, I had already settled on Devil in a Blue Dress, but then I'm looking through the suggested titles, and I'm like, why is Training Day here? Like, that feels weird, but okay.
Was I Know Who Killed Me on there?
No, I don't think so.
Are you familiar with I Know Who Killed Me?
Sounds familiar.
It's a Lindsay Lohan movie. Go ahead and pull that. Go ahead and pull that sucker up. Go ahead and pull that movie up on Rotten Tomatoes.
One other thing before I forget.
Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it. I've heard of it, but I've not seen it.
Okay.
One thing I did want to mention, filming wrapped today on a new Denzel movie, which should be coming out this year. It's called, oh gosh, I should have had this pulled up. Give me 1 second. It's directed by the same guy that directed a movie you and I talked about watching, but I don't think either of us ever watched it, City of God.
Oh, yes.
So it's directed by that gentleman, Fernando. I'm going to butcher his last name, but it's Fernando Mireles. But it stars Denzel. Listen to this cast, though. Denzel, Robert Pattinson, who we just talked about, Daisy Edgar Jones. Do you know who Daisy Edgar Jones is? From
that
Twisters.
Name sounds familiar.
She was the lead in Twisters last year. Or
yes,
Justin Kirk, who folks might remember Justin Kirk from the show Weeds. If you remember that show from back in mid 2000s. Sean Harris, who was the bad guy in Mission Impossible for a couple of movies. Go ahead.
So Daisy Edgar Jones, what I actually know her from before she was in Twisters, she was in Normal People, which was a like mini series based on a book by Sally Rooney that is like really, really good.
Is that who's the guy?
He also like became very famous after that too.
Paul Mescal.
Yeah. Yes. He plays Colonel
from Gladiator 2. Paul Mescal.
Oh, yeah, the show is set in Ireland, so he plays Connell. It's a really good show. If you ever get a chance, you should. I'd recommend checking it out.
Aye, the Pete.
The Pete. We were right on the border.
Also, in this new movie is Denai Guerrera, who played Michonne on The Walking Dead. She has also been in the Black Panther movies. So I'm like, I had not really heard of this movie until today. I just saw a tweet. It's like, hey, Denzel's got a new movie. And I'm like, oh, okay. It's supposed to come out this year. I don't think it has a release date yet, though. Here's the plot. It's a bank guard, a teller, and a master thief become entangled in a deadly game. I'm in.
Ooh. It sounds like Inside Man.
I'm in. Yeah. Kind of, yeah. Kind of. Which I will be watching Inside Man at some point this year. Because that's
Great
on
movie.
the list.
Great movie.
Yeah. Took me a couple times to watch it to kind of get into it. But yeah, it's good. All right, buddy. Do we want to push forward here? Anything else you want to
move on to this? Nope. Let's move on to the sports.
Right. So on to college football. So that's a wrap on. So Denzel finished wrapped filming on his new film. College football wrapped their season this past week. Indiana, congratulations to the Hoosiers. Greatest turnaround in the history of college football, I would say.
We should, because it's not even a turnaround. Because like Indiana's never been like at the top, like with Nick Saban, like he restored Alabama to greatness. You're not restoring Indiana to greatness. You're like turning it into greatness.
My favorite stat I saw this week was Indiana in the history of the school has 6 bowl wins. They've gotten 3 of those 6 in the last month.
See?
So
yeah.
So I mean, like, it's crazy. I mean, we talked about it last week about like who would you identify with Indiana football prior to to now, and so yeah. Listen, great work by those guys. Obviously, Fernando Mendoza is going to be probably the number 1 pick. His brother just transferred to Georgia Tech as of today because they signed Josh Hoover from TCU in the portal. I mean, I'm guessing Cignetti's happy where he is. He just got paid. But if I'm NFL teams, I got to at least call him and be like, hey, you sure you don't want to,
Do you think you don't want to? Marcus Freeman ends up taking some interviews for NFL jobs?
Eventually, yes. I think that does happen. I do think he was on College Game Day before the National Championship game. I didn't get a chance to listen to him, but I get the sense that he wants to finish business at Notre Dame, i.e. win a national championship. And then once he does that, the NFL's fair game. Or if he at least gets to a point where it's like, okay, I've done the most I can at Notre Dame. Now I don't think he'll leave Notre Dame for another college job. I'll put it that way. Like if he's going to leave Notre Dame, I think it's for a pro job. But yeah, real quick on our bowl challenge, Andy ran away with it. 28-18 for Andy. Finished in the 98th percentile. So kudos to Andy, the Bears fan. I was second. I finished 6 games behind Andy, but bringing up the rear. Brandon was 2 games behind me. MJ Mans 18-28, and Donnie brought up the rear, as it were. So
I was right there in the meaty part of the curve.
You were, yeah, you were.
Not showing off.
Not getting behind. Listen, I don't know, like, college football is in a weird place now with, like, all this NIL stuff. And, I mean, it's like the NFL, but messier because of the whole NIL thing. Like, at least in the NFL, like, okay, like as we get closer to the end of a season, we're like, okay, this guy is going to be a free agent this offseason. He'll probably go to a different team. But we at least know he's going to finish through the playoffs or whatever. College, it's like, these guys just leave. They're like, screw it. I'm just gone. And then, like, the what hit me in the lead up to this game was they asked Carson Beck about his classes. He's like, I haven't been to a class in 2 years. He's got eligibility, but he's like, but he's got eligibility, which is like, okay, we lost the plot somewhere. We're like, we lost it somewhere. I'm not going to get on a soapbox.
Are you taking a look at Carson Beck?
Nah, that's true.
Does he look like he's been to class in 2 years?
Yeah, but yeah, congratulations to Indiana. Who knows, buddy? Next year, this time, we might be talking about your Longhorns celebrating a national championship.
Northwestern State, SFA.
Yeah, Northwestern State didn't make the news this week. They were one of was it 9 schools that were indicted in or implicated in like a point shaving scandal or something like that. Yeah, that's what my school did this week. There you go.
Good work.
Anyway, but that was crazy too. Like if you read, like I read a little bit of the deposition from one of the Tulane players, and it's like it was just like out of a movie. Like the way they got to him, the way he described, like, yep, they told me to do this, they would pay me this way, they would, like all this stuff, man. It's crazy, but such is life. We move on. I tell you what, our picks this week, mine were a little better. We only had 4 games, so kind of. So I went 2-2, and against the spread, I was 2-2. I'm 5-5 overall.
Even.
Brandon was 1-3.
Even Steven.
I'm even Steven.
Woof.
Brandon was 1-3. You're 6-4 overall. So I'm a game behind you. So I got to remember that as we make our picks this week. I'm a game behind you.
Still in the money. Still in the money though. 6-4.
Sure. Yep. Confidence picks. We both ended up with 7 points. I was 3-1. You were 2-2. I'm at 17 points, 5-5 overall. You're at 24 points. 6-4 overall. I want to ask you something. When we get to the picks, I'm going to ask you something about that. Remind me on the confidence picks. I got something to ask you. All right, so let's get into the recap here of the divisional round. So we'll start with Emmanuel Sanders presents Broncos 33, Bills 30. Was this game? This game didn't go to overtime, right? Or did it go to overtime?
It did go to overtime.
It did? Okay, that's what I thought. I just didn't write it down, so I couldn't remember. 33-30, Broncos in overtime. Oh, that's right, because that's when Knicks got hurt, was in overtime. We both had Bills plus 1.5. I had Bills at a 3. You had Bills at a 1. So we bupkis for both of us. So this game, I really thought the Bills were going to do it, man. I really thought they were going to. I was confident in it, and I mean it's just a funny business. Like if Brandon Cooks somehow hangs on to that football, or the officials call it a catch, and not a,
I still think, and I'm sure Donnie will disagree with me, that feels like it should have been a catch. Like he had enough control of the ball landing down where it should have, like where a tie goes to
the run. Well, not the runner, but the offensive.
Yeah.
So
exactly. But
in the moment, as I watched it, I was like, "Oh yeah, that's an interception." But then going back later and watching it in slow motion, I tend to agree with you. I think he has it. His knee hits the ground. He's got control of it, so he's down at that point. And then I forget who the Denver player was when he rolls over and grabs it. But maybe this was just the NFL giving Sean Payton a break here after the Rams-Saints NFC Championship game from years ago.
Well, Bo Nix is the one with the break now.
Right, yeah.
But
so I got to tell you, this is one of the craziest, in retrospect, this is one of the craziest playoff games that I can remember. Because if you think about it, okay, so there's that play to Cooks, right? That kind of that swings the game, Then Broncos end up winning. McDermott goes off in his press conference about the referees. And then Sean Payton, oh, by the way, yeah, Bo Nix broke his ankle and he's out for the rest of the season. It's like, wait, what? Like, what's going on? Yeah, this is this was a crazy one.
We should also point out, though, Buffalo, the end-to-half sequence that Buffalo had with Josh Allen, like when he's running with the ball, you've got to be more conscious of what you're doing with the ball because he's just leaving it out there. Like you could see it was ripe for being knocked out of his hand, and that's happened. Denver cashes in and gets a field goal out of it, and so I think Allen ended up with 4 turnovers in this game.
I think so. But that's the difference in the game. Like if they don't get that field goal before halftime, it's like when I mentioned the Saints-Rams NFC Championship game a minute ago. But, if you're the Bills, you got to look at it and say, man, we left a lot on the table. And obviously Josh Allen was emotional after the game because I think he knows, hey, I had a good chance. This is a good chance for me to get to a Super Bowl. And we kind of blew it. Because he also had that interception. He had Dawson Knox wide open, not wide open, but it would have been a touchdown, and he just missed the throw.
Open.
He was open. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then Buffalo obviously goes ahead and fires Sean McDermott, which was not shocking.
Right.
But I just don't know. It's weird because it comes right after Harbaugh took the Giants job and right after Stefanski took the Falcons job. And now you're firing McDermott, and it's like, okay, well, Tomlin's not coming up. But Tomlin's apparently retired. So it's like, all right, well, he ain't doing it. Now you're down to Brian Daboll, Joe Brady,
Do you think it? Well, first of all, we should kind of pick apart because a lot of the failures of this team have really come down to the fact that this team is not. They have Josh Allen, but around him, they're not talented enough.
Yeah.
And so what they end up doing is they actually they're keeping their GM, but also promoting them to head of football operations. Do we really, How do we feel about trusting him to continue managing this team? How much of the personnel decisions were also, part of the McDermott? How much control did McDermott have over this team, and how much blame did he have in sort of picking the defense ended up becoming the Achilles heel of this team because they couldn't get stops a lot of times. How much of that is on McDermott in personnel versus he seemed like he was doing things at points to get the best out of what he had, but how much of what he had was also on him more than it was necessarily the front office? That's the sort of thing that we don't know, that we're going to have to find out. And then what sort of direction do we think they go in this time with the hire?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you heard Brandon Beane's the press conference today, I think, and this has been going around on Twitter, apparently him basically throwing the coaching staff under the bus about drafting Keon Coleman. And then a video comes out of Brandon Beane oh, man, I'm glad Keon Coleman ran that 40 time because now he's going to drop to us. And it's okay, buddy, you can't have it. You can't have it both ways.
You can't have that both ways, buddy.
So, yeah, no, look, I think at the end of the day, it'll end up being good for McDermott because he obviously was not happy with that relationship or lack thereof. I do think McDermott gets a job. I'm really surprised a team like Cleveland hasn't just jumped on McDermott. I mean, I realize he's got a ceiling, like we were just talking about. McDermott's ceiling may not be that high, but man, if you're Cleveland or Arizona and you're one of these franchises that you're just trying to get your floor out of the dirt, you're just trying to raise your floor somewhat.
I would love for Cleveland to hire a defensive guy and then kick their current defensive coordinator.
Well, the rumor I saw is that they might just promote Jim Schwartz to head coach. I saw that today somewhere. So, would the Cowboys be interested in McDermott potentially as a defensive coordinator?
I mean, that's a real question of would I don't know because that goes. I think that sort of comes back to the question I have about the Bills' defense and the personnel issues that they have. If he's going to come in and have problems again with that, because I think we need someone who
maximizes the potential of the.
Go ahead. Yeah,
well, I was going to say
I have some questions about that.
Well, but here, what I was going to say is, because it looks like Schottenheimer, and I don't know this to be fact or not. You would know better than I, but would he maybe want a former head coach as his DC for someone to kind of bounce ideas off of if you have that experience in the room, like we've talked about with who was it? Ben Johnson. It was would Ben Johnson hire Dennis Allen as his as his DC? I'm not saying Ben Johnson's leaning on Dennis Allen for that kind of advice, which he shouldn't be. I can tell you he's not, because the Bears are actually competent. But
hiring the former head coach, defensive coordinator really worked out for us with Eberflus. So I don't know.
Well, that's yeah. But that wasn't. But was that Schottenheimer's call though? That was Jerry's call, wasn't it?
I don't know. I think that was more. I think that was a Jones hire, and I think the guys that they're talking to right now are more guys that Schottenheimer is actually interested in. Gannon, the guy from Philadelphia that I'm really excited about. Kind of hoping they end up with what's his name? Christian
Parker.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Sorry that we just we took Broncos Bills into a place we're talking about the Cowboys. So for the Broncos,
we're all
so obviously the bad news: Bo Nix is out. They feel confident in Stidham. I get it. You have to say that. You can't come out and be like, "Well, we're screwed." But
so
it's gonna be tough.
So he got his bone ixed.
Yes, he did. Yes, very good. Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
It's got to be tough sledding. I mean, at least they at least they have home field. That's the one thing. They have home field.
Right.
Drake May's making his first
They have the defense.
road. Drake May's making his first road playoff start and Denver is not an easy place to play at times. So,
especially with that defense.
Maybe you get, yeah.
Basically, you're telling Stidham to do the same thing that Bo Nix does, like just don't screw it up. Basically,
yeah,
like
kind
convert a few third and longs. Don't throw the ball away. Just if you need to take a sack or throw it away, just do that. Let our defense keep us in the game, and then hopefully we can try to win this 17-16 in the end.
What I will say, and I saw this stat somewhere, Sean Payton went 5-2 with Jameis Winston as his quarterback, 5-1 with Teddy Bridgewater as his quarterback, and he won games with Taysom Hill playing quarterback. Like, Sean Payton can make it work, and I know I'm a homer because, but like I wouldn't count. I just wouldn't count them out. I just wouldn't count the Broncos.
Before we move on to the next game, I forgot that I pulled up I Know Who Killed Me on Rotten Tomatoes. Would you like to take a shot? Would you like to take a shot at first the critic score and then the second the audience score?
The critic score got to be like 20 something. It's got to be in the 20s. Lower? Teens? The teens? The 8, 9, 7? I don't know.
Not 9%. 9%.
Okay.
You want to take a shot at the audience score?
Is the audience score higher than the critic score?
Yes.
Okay. 20%. 30. Okay, 25. We can just play this game.
26%. 26%.
Why don't you just tell me how bad this movie is?
There you go.
Speaking of bad, this was bad. This was bad for the 49ers. Braylon Edwards presents Seahawks 41, 49ers 6. We won't spend too much time on this because we talked about it a little bit with Trang, but I had the Niners plus 7.5. That was no good. I had Seahawks at a 1, so that was okay. You had Seahawks minus 7.5, Seahawks at a 3, so you're good there.
49ers plus 7.5 look dead on arrival, basically.
Yeah.
Because then,
Shaheed takes the opening kickoff back for a touchdown, which why he wasn't returning kicks for the Saints, I don't know, but whatever. So yeah, opening kickoff, return for a touchdown. I think the 49ers had like a turnover pretty early in the game. Yeah, it got late early, for as someone would say. Obviously, the big takeaway for the Seahawks is Charbonnet. We talked about this with Trang. Charbonnet's out for the rest of the playoffs with his ACL, I think. So Kenneth Walker's load going to take a bigger load on Kenneth Walker's shoulders. So we'll see how that impacts him.
Oh. Good night, everybody.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah. I got you.
Well, you talked about this getting late pretty early, but that's what I was going to say is like once this got out of hand, like you could just see like the 49ers offense, like Purdy was just basically having to just stand back there and was just like having to try to find something, and nothing was open, and the Seahawks defense just like smothered that 49ers offense. So over the last 2 games, they held the 49ers to 9 points in 8 quarters. The Seahawks' last 2 games, they allowed 9 total points, which is unreal, especially when you can kind of consider what the 49ers offense was doing to other teams. Like even like the Eagles defense the week before, like made them look like the Eagles defense we'd consider one of the best in the league, and they still managed to put up points against them. They come into Seattle and nothing is happening. So shout out to Mike McDonald. Not that Mike
absolutely.
McDonald.
Not that much.
Oh, Blackwater, keep on rolling.
The one thing I'll say, the other thing I'll mention about the 49ers, John Lynch had a press conference today, the general manager, and he said Brandon Ayuk has played his last snap for the 49ers. So there you go.
No one was shocked.
Nope. So you got the Cowboys going to make a run at Ayuk now? They're going to.
We can use him as a bartering chip for George Pickens. You know, it's funny because he just signed that contract like 2 off seasons ago, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what happened, but got bad. Up next, Ryan Mallett presents Patriots 28, Texans 16. Getting
bad.
Yeah. Now before we turned the mics on, you were like, "Hey, if you're going to take a break, don't do it during this game," because I didn't watch it.
Yeah. I didn't watch any of it.
I did watch. So let me real quick. So I had Patriots minus 3.5, Patriots 4. Good for me. You had Texans plus 3.5, Texans 2. That's bad for you. I did watch a good bit of this game. I thought the Texans. I really thought I think I texted you at one point. I'm like, their defense is just going to will them to this game. Will Anderson, basically.
There you go.
I mean, it was crazy, man. Like Stroud would turn the ball over, and then Will Anderson would just make a play. He would or Daniil Hunter, or who's the guy that always gets suspended, but he got like the Walter Payton Award.
Azeez Al-Shaair.
Azeez, yeah. It's like, I mean, this defense was all over the place for the Texans. But credit to the Drake, made a couple plays he needed to make. Stephon Diggs had a kind of a revenge game for against the Texans. And yeah, go ahead.
I got 2 things to say. One, Azeez Al-Shaair was the Texans Walter Payton Man of the Year Award nominee. And so the Texans posted that on social media, and I opened the link and I was like, isn't this the guy that always gets suspended for dirty hits? Every single comment was like, ain't this the guy ain't this the dirty player? It was just like down the line. It was like every single person was like, wait, isn't this the dirty player? And then the other thing was, Will Anderson, I placed a bet on him at plus 1,900 to win Defensive Player of the Year. The way he played this season, I actually don't feel bad about that bet. It's just that Miles Garrett was just like, that was unreal. Like, otherwise, Will Anderson might have actually had a chance because he also had a great season this year. I felt like
he did. And this is why, if you're a Texas fan, you got to be frustrated because, like, you had this Super Bowl caliber defense. And we talked about it on the show last week. I was like, look, Stroud, as long as Stroud doesn't turn the ball over 4 times, they're going to be in good shape. And sure enough. And
we said because last week he turned the ball. Did he turn the ball over 3 times last week or
5?
Yeah, and so I was like, hey, as long as he. Oh, that's right. So he did better this week.
Or he had 5 fumbles, I think, or he had 5 fumbles, but he recovered like 2 of them or whatever. But like
that's right.
There was I don't know if you saw any of the highlights of this game, Brandon, but like there was one interception Stroud threw that was just awful. Like it's just like, what are you doing? Like, where are you? Like, it's I couldn't believe it. I mean,
where are we on CJ Stroud? Like, what is your?
So I was gonna ask this. I was gonna bring this up too because I don't think they've given him his contract yet, and I don't think they should. I'm gonna be honest. He's got to earn it next year, in my opinion.
Well, they will pick up the 5th-year option, but then the question becomes, when do you start talking about an extension for him? And then do you believe the offensive? And the offensive line looked like it started to regress again because I think they were missing. I think I heard that they were missing one of their starters in this game. But like in the Pittsburgh game as well, there were just moments where he does not move particularly well in the pocket, in my opinion. When he's moving, he doesn't keep his shoulders square to the line, and I think that affects his mechanics a lot. And I worry that some of the bad habits that he's learned under the offensive lines that they put out there in front of him the last couple of years might have, like, you worry that that's going to stick moving forward. Like, are those things that he can unlearn and can – because a couple of years ago after his rookie season, people are like, this guy is destined to be a top 5 quarterback, which is another – thing that I get kind of annoyed with because people we want to crown the next guy every time.
Yeah.
Stroud was one of those guys, and then like and then the last couple of years because of the offensive line play and just factors around him, he's taken a step back, and you start to wonder, like, you know, what is now the ceiling for him? I don't know that I don't think he's going to be one of the top 5 guys anymore. Maybe he winds up in that like 5 to 10 range, sort of like there.
And here's the other thing you got to keep in mind. In the AFC South, Jacksonville looks like it's going to be a contender for a while. Indianapolis, I would say, I mean, listen, if Daniel Jones doesn't get hurt, like, Indianapolis is right there. And then if Tennessee ends up hiring, I thought they were going to go. I was thinking they'd get McDaniel as the OC. Obviously, they hired Saleh as the head coach. But even if Daboll is the OC,
when did the Saleh hire happen? Like,
yesterday or the day before. I think yesterday or the day before.
Okay,
because I
wonder if it was like while I was traveling, because like
it probably was.
I did not see that at all.
Because I thought, man, if they can get Saleh as the head coach and get McDaniel as the OC, which won't happen because McDaniel took the job with the Chargers as their OC. But Daboll, if Daboll doesn't get the Bills job, it sounds like he's committed to Tennessee to take the OC job with Tennessee because he likes Cam Ward. But I'm saying all this to say, like that division's getting better. You may not realize it, but like that division's going to be better next year. And obviously, look, Houston's defense is going to be fine. I'm pretty sure. But like, if Stroud,
I would think so.
If Stroud keeps this up, it's you gotta start thinking like, okay, well, you know, what do we do? Like, what do we if you're Houston? Like, what do you? Because you changed offensive coordinators, right? You know, the O-line's still a problem. I get it. Okay, so you gotta fix that. They brought in a ton of receiver. I mean, you have Nico Collins, you have the 2 Iowa State kids you drafted. You have who am I missing? I forget who the other receiver is, but Christian Kirk, right? No, Christian Kirk.
Yeah. Yes, Christian Kirk is the guy who like went off against the Steelers in the wild card game.
So you have weapons there. Now, the running back position, Woody Marks proved to be a very good back for them this year. So
I think Joe Mixon's probably done, I would think.
Yeah, but the pieces are – my point being the pieces are there. So if Stroud just had the yips or something, then you just got to get over that and hopefully he can get over that and they can push forward. For the Patriots, I mean, listen, everybody's going to dog them because they've had this cupcake schedule and their playoff run is going to be Justin Herbert, C.J. Stroud on a bender, and now Jarrett Stidham.
C.J. Stroud on a bender. That's a good.
But I mean, like, think about it. Like, but I will say the Patriots' defense is they've played legitimately well these last couple games, and if they do beat Denver, which looks like they might, and they go to the Super Bowl, like, they have just as good a chance as any, which is is really something, man. Like Tom Brady left in 2019, 2020. And so that's 5 seasons they had with
I know it's truly disgusting.
It really is. Now, again, all due credit to Vrabel, all due credit to Drake May, all due credit to the coaching staff, all that. I am interested to see what happens.
I don't even like Drake.
You don't like the Drake?
I hate the Drake.
I love the Drake.
How could you not like the Drake?
Who's the Drake?
Who's the Drake?
The Drake is good.
I think we had to.
Yeah, we had to. But I'm interested to see what happens next year with the first place schedule with this team. You know,
where your schedule doesn't look like the top 10 of the draft.
Top 10 of the draft, yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see. If nothing else, if you're a Patriots fan, you got to feel pretty good. You also got to feel pretty good if you're a Rams fan. Steve Walsh presents Rams 20, Bears 17. Again, this one did go to overtime. I had Bears plus 3.5, so the hook brought me back. I had Rams 2, so that worked as well. You had Rams minus 3.5. Hook worked against you, but you had Rams 4, so that helps. Yeah, I mean, this is one of the better playoff games I've ever seen, to be honest. The Caleb stuff, look, I'll throw my hands up. Like, yeah, but that throw he makes in the fourth quarter is absurd. Like, there's no, like, I don't know. I can't explain it. But just as absurd is the Matthew Stafford throw to Devontae Adams, like 2 drives later or whenever that was.
Just absurd. Also, are some of the interceptions that Caleb Williams threw, because those are that's the dichotomy here. Is like he can make some of the most insane throws you've ever seen in your life, and he will also put it in harm's way. And I want to give you credit here, because you had a very good comp for Caleb Williams while we were texting during this game.
And I saw somebody on Twitter mention this as well, and I said, "Is Caleb Williams the new Brett Favre?" Where he's just like, "Yeah, he's gonna dazzle you. He's gonna do all this kind of stuff, but man, he might just throw an interception at the wrong time." You know. Now to be fair to him, the play in overtime, or was it over? Yeah, the overtime interception. Looks like DJ Moore gives up on the route. Collinsworth called that out on the broadcast. Like, and kudos to the Rams corner who makes, I think it was Lake, who makes the play there. But
wait, I thought it was Cameron Curl. I thought Cameron Curl had the
Curl. It's Curl. Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's Cameron. Yeah, you're right. But yeah, I mean, look, if you're a Bears fan, let's start on the Bears side. This season has been much more positive than negative. So I would say you're in a very good place. Ben Johnson did a press conference today. Someone asked him about, can you build from this? And he's like, we don't build from anything. We're starting over like everybody else, which honestly, that's what a coach should say. And so, like, they've got the right coach. I think I'll be interested to see what Caleb does next year in a second year in the system. I'm guessing they're going to go out and get more reinforcements on offense. Their defense was still a bend, don't break type defense, relying on turnovers and whatnot. So we'll see if that.
There was a lot of turnover luck baked into their performance this year.
And again, another team. Let's see with their schedule next year. You know, now that they're first place team, let's see what that does too. Now they do get to play the NFC South next year, so that'll probably help. But
well, I did want to talk about this because we talked about the insane touchdown pass in the fourth quarter, because Sunday night we had gone like on one of the hikes, and so we came back. Everyone was pretty tired, and so like we originally planned to go out to dinner, but then I think everyone was tired, so I was like, hey, why don't I just go to this local place? I'll pick up some food and bring it back. So I go, and it's this like kind of small place, and so I'm waiting on the food to come out, and like they've got the game on the TV at the bar. So there's like a bar, and then there's like a few tables behind it. I'm just like standing there kind of waiting for the food. And that play happens. He starts running backwards, and I'm sitting, I just like shake my head. I was like, dude, you're going the wrong way. He turns around and uncorks that throw. The catch is made, and like the entire room just goes, oh! It's just like the entire room goes up. Like you can't tell that everybody's paying, like, the people at the bar are paying attention, but like everybody else is like kind of just like talking like normal, like date, whatever. But the entire room just like went off when that throw happened. Now, I don't know if he maybe pushed off a little because the Rams certainly thought so. On the replay, it didn't look egregious. And so, like,
right.
I can understand why you wouldn't necessarily throw a flag on that. But still, just that moment, I always love when you're like somewhere like that and something like that happens and just like everybody reacts at the same time. But that was great. But you're right. This was one of the best games with a lot of very much up and downs. And I think honestly for the Rams, you got to feel good that Matthew Stafford was actually able to go into a cold weather game and still perform, because like I think someone talked about before the weekend that he had not necessarily played his best in cold weather.
Yeah, and this does feel a little bit like maybe this is Stafford's swan song. Maybe if he can get to a Super Bowl, win a Super Bowl, maybe he rides off into the sunset type thing. But yeah, this Rams team, they're legitimately good. I mean, they have obviously Puka and Devontae. They have Kyron Williams, Blake Corum in the backfield. Parkinson at tight end. I actually meant to bring this up with Trang because we were talking about Eamon Wari, and I think Parkinson for the Rams is going to be a key in this game against Seattle. If he can find those open spaces, if there is any, in the Seattle defense. But yeah, I agree with you. This is a good win for Stafford. Continues his maybe MVP season. We'll see. Coming up in a couple weeks, but the Rams did what they had to do to get the win and get on to the NFC Championship. So their special teams almost let them down again. That's kind of been their bugaboo this year has been their special teams. Their punter had kind of a shank punt at one point. They obviously did make the field goal at the end to win it. So yeah,
with the thicker kicker.
The thicker kicker. Yep. Is there anything else on divisional round weekend we want to discuss or want to move on?
I think we can wrap that up. Let's move it on.
Yep. Let's move on. So just want to give the updated NFL coaching landscape. So obviously Brandon just found out that Robert Saleh is the Titans head coach. But
news to me.
So Titans hire Robert Saleh. The Giants hire John Harbaugh. I don't know if we've gotten your thoughts on the Giants hiring John Harbaugh.
I'm really curious to see, because you said that he is bringing his offensive
Munkin
coordinator with him.
Yeah, it looks like
So I'm curious.
It looks like Todd Munkin's coming with him.
Yeah, so I'm curious to see how that works out and who he brings in as his defensive coordinator. So, we'll see. I'm curious to see how he's able to sort of rebuild with, because the last few seasons he's had, the they've always sort of had a pretty strong defense under him with the coordinators that they've had. And then he also, like, recently has had multi-time MVP Lamar Jackson. So kind of curious to see how his sort of leadership works in a new place, and if he's able to replicate that in a different place. Because you're always curious to, like, when he's been there that long, can he pick it up to another organization? Like, we've seen his brother do it multiple times, but this feels like the first time that he's going to have to do it himself and go out to a new place. And so I'm curious to see how that works out.
Yeah, me too. I know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Munkin is the offensive coordinator that they're going to bring. I don't know about defensive coordinator. The Falcons hired Kevin Stefanski, which I was not thrilled about because a competent head coach with that offensive firepower kind of scares me a little bit. Now, they also retained defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbrich, which I know you were maybe interested in him at the Cowboys.
Which I was not a fan. I was not a fan of. So we're both mad at the Falcons right now.
The one thing I will say is they did hire as their offensive coordinator Tommy Rees, who was the offensive coordinator with Cleveland. So that's not like Yeah, I did find it interesting. They hired Bill Callahan to be their offensive line coach, but did not bring in Brian Callahan. Brian Callahan's still out there looking for offensive coordinator jobs. The thought was that they were going to hire Brian to be the OC and Bill would be the offensive line coach, but that didn't happen. So, and I don't think Brian Callahan's getting a head coaching job. So, I mean,
I wouldn't think so.
And the other hiring, the Dolphins hired Jeff Hafley, who was the Packers defensive coordinator last year. He was previously the head coach at Boston College prior to joining the Packers as the defensive coordinator. Looks like he don't know. His staff he's starting to find his staff. I'm not sure where they're going to go, but we'll keep an eye on it. Go ahead.
I was going to say what I hear is his former job. The Packers have interviewed someone for that from a division rival. Did you?
Yeah, Al Harris,
former Cowboys secondary coach Al Harris, being interviewed for the team where he used to play up in Green Bay.
Yeah,
could end up taking Jeff Hafley's old job.
And he currently is the Bears secondary coach. So
correct.
Yeah. So currently, here's the openings that we have. We have the Bills, the Steelers, the Ravens, the Browns, the Cardinals, and the Raiders. I will say, obviously, we talked about Mike McDaniel becoming the OC with the Chargers. Brian Daboll, it looks like, has a agreement in place to be the OC with the Titans, assuming he doesn't get a head coaching job. The other one I saw today, too, this might interest you, Brandon, is Brian Flores has signed an extension with the Vikings, assuming he does not get a head coaching job. So, it struck me as odd that, basically it's like, so he's basically saying, like, if I don't get a head coaching job, I'm going back to Minnesota, which makes sense. But we'll see. So I believe I've mentioned this with Trang. I believe Clint Kubiak is the betting favorite in Vegas for that job, which would make sense being they have the number one pick. They're probably going to bring in a quarterback. That feels I have no idea who's going to be the Cardinals coach. I have no idea who's going to be the Browns coach. Looks like I said, they might promote Jim Schwartz in Cleveland, which would, I guess, make sense.
It feels like Cleveland's going to be like, nobody wants this job. I guess I'll just give it to the only guy, the guy who's here.
Well, that's kind of how the Saints were last year, and they just had to kind of, I don't say settle for Kellen Moore, but I mean that's basically what ended up kind of ended up happening. Brian Flores, I believe, did interview with the Steelers. They also interviewed your guy, Mike McCarthy, today. So
hometown hero, Mike McCarthy.
Hometown guy. It looks like I've heard that he's a strong candidate, whatever that means.
What
Bills?
Like he can bench 350 or something?
Yeah, I don't know.
He's a very strong candidate.
The three names I've heard for Buffalo are Joe Brady, who's their current offensive coordinator, Brian Daboll, who obviously was their offensive coordinator years ago, and Anthony Lynn, who's the run game coordinator for the Commanders. So those are the three names I've heard that are going to interview with Buffalo.
Former Chargers head coach, correct?
Anthony Lynn? Yes, he was. Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
You're right.
I
forgot about that.
I can see the Joe Brady one. The other two names on that list do not particularly excite me if I'm a Bills fan.
Well, yeah, and I don't know how much the Joe Brady one would excite me, honestly. I mean, I guess the continuity, but like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know that you're gonna have to do a little bit more Buffalo, especially because like if you rank these jobs, like obviously, right. I would say obviously the Ravens one is number one. The Bills job is pretty a strong.
It's
pretty easily
to me,
second, I would think.
To me, it's Ravens, Bills are in like tier one. And then
Steelers after that.
Steelers, and then it's like all the way down.
Way down. You got the Cardinals and the Browns.
And the Raiders, honestly. Like the Raiders job.
That's right.
The Raiders, I would put maybe a step above Browns and Cardinals because you have the number one pick. And you have Ashton Genty. You have Brock Bowers. Like, there's pieces there.
You've got you think maybe Brady will actually, like, Brady actually may be a good – if you have Brady on your side, if you're able to go in there and impress him, maybe that ends up working in your favor. Maybe you get some buy-in from ownership on that portion of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you're right. So it's like Ravens, Bills, Steelers. Steelers a step down, and the strength of the Steelers, like head coaching job is a lot of that is organization. Like because you feel like you're gonna, like they don't fire people like it's a bodily function, like
right.
George Steinbrenner or something.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna take one more quick break and then we'll do our previews.
All right, that sounds like I need to check in on some NBA scores here. Let's surf on over to ESPN and see what's happening. I don't know if Paul can hear me right now, but I will say that I have not, because of vacation, I have not updated anything on college basketball recently, so haven't a little behind on that at the moment. Where is basketball here? All right, it looks like the Thunder are leading the Bucks 69 to 50. That game is almost to halftime. The Grizzlies lose to the Hawks tonight, 124-122. Let's see if Ja Morant played in that, because that has been all anybody in Grizzlyland wants to talk about right now. So let's see. Ja Morant played 30 minutes, 23 points, 7 of 15, finished +1. G.G. Jackson was a -11 in 21 minutes. Let's see. That's rough. Ooh. Grizzlies look like they blew another lead, although this one not as bad. Oh, never mind. Okay. Never mind.
Where are you?
A lead like I thought.
Where are you on the Ja Morant saga? Do you want him to be traded? Are you like what's?
I've gotten to the point where I'm just tired of dealing with it. This dude is whiny, and it's starting to get on. We've gotten to the point like he doesn't play half the time because he's hurt, and when he's not hurt, half the time he's moping and carrying on and just being a general sad boy. And so at this point, I feel like the problem is that the trade value is like in the gutter right now. So that's the big problem, is you're not going to get anything for him. So like they got 4 first-round picks for Desmond Bane, and they're going to end up having to trade Ja Morant for like pennies on the dollar over here. I'm sure they'll at least get back something more than a washed-up Anthony Davis. So there is that.
Well,
aspect. No,
Mavericks got Cooper Flagg too, like tangentially. So
that's true.
Yeah.
Maybe do you think if we trade him to the Lakers that the Grizzlies would be compensated with the number 1 overall pick, which this year would be the year to do it, because the guy. Oh man, his name escapes me. The BYU kid who is like AJ DeBansta. Like,
okay,
have you seen him play?
Nope,
buddy.
Nope.
That's
okay.
That's a guy that you climb in the tank for right there.
Is he a Jimmer Fredette? Is he like Jameer Fredette or whatever? Remember?
He is not anything like Jimmer Fredette.
Hey,
it's quite the opposite.
Last I checked, Jimmer Fredette was lighting up the Chinese league or whatever, one of those like semi-pro leagues.
He was. They he would like drop 60 points a game like in the
like it was nothing. Yeah,
over in China.
Yeah.
Oh man, I thought Jimmer Fredette was going to be so good.
Oh man,
that did not work out.
Yeah, I thought he was the next. I don't know what, but yeah.
JJ Redick, maybe? Was JJ Redick pre?
All right, buddy. You want to talk about these conference championship games? Pick some games here.
Let's get it going. I'll kick it off with Sunday, the game that brought to us by the starting quarterback for the Broncos, Jarrett Stidham.
Who else? Who else is going to sponsor this game? I mean, like,
I know. So Jarrett Stidham presents Patriots at Broncos. Jarrett Stidham goes for the revenge game. Broncos are home 5.5 point dogs. Now, I'll remind you that for our confidence, we only have 2 points to.
Well, this is okay. This is what I was going to ask you. You are currently leading. What is it? 17-10. So.
No.
I haven't.
24-17, right?
I'm sorry. Yeah, 24-17. My apologies. You're
same difference.
24/7.
Like literally
same,
the same.
Literally same difference. Would you allow? We should have talked about this beforehand, but like I'm trying to think of a way. Is there a way that we can make it to where the math works out, where I can catch you, or do we want to just do that one in the Super Bowl, maybe?
Let's do that. No, because I want to do some other stuff on the Super Bowl. I got an idea.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
Let's do. We will have. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's do point totals. You also have to assign. So you do 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
And then you have to pick the winner versus the winner of the game. But then you also have to pick over under. As your other, that's your other confidence pick. So, like, you could say, I think this game is going over, and I'm super confident in that. I'm going at 4 for the for the points, the point totals.
Okay, so hang on. So give me a sec. Let me pull up. But are we using the number on ESPN? You want to use the over-under number?
Do they have a number? Do they have a number posted?
Yeah, they do. Okay, so
Yeah,
so
sure,
let me
why not?
so okay. All right, so hang on. So let me make sure I got this right. So for the confidence, we're picking the winning team and assigning 1 to 4, right? And then we're picking the over-under and assigning, so we're picking 4 things: 2 winning teams, 2 over-unders, and we have to assign 1, 2, 3, 4 to that. Okay.
Correct.
All right. Okay. So for this game, Patriots at Dolphins, Jesus Christ. Patriots at Broncos.
How'd they get in here?
I have no idea. The Dolphins they're watching this game. That's about the only.
I'm going to take the Patriots on that one.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Patriots for sure.
Confidence of 4.
Patriots at Broncos, the over-under, the number I'm looking at ESPN. This is via DraftKings. This is odds by DraftKings. The number is 42.5. So let me find a place to mark this in our spreadsheet here. So the number is how am I going to do this? Okay, I'll do it here. Over, under 42.5. So I'll let me start here. I'm going to take the Patriots minus 5.5. And I'm taking the Patriots at a confidence of. Okay, well, hell, I'm going to take the Patriots to win at a confidence of 4. I got to update this spreadsheet now because I only. Yeah, I know. Okay, hang on. Give me a sec here. Let me update this data validation real quick. Okay. So I'll do 3.
This is what people tune in for. Behind
Absolutely.
Paul updating data validation on the spreadsheet.
All right, All right, so I got it. So I got Patriots out of 4. I got a Patriots out of 4. What are you? Let's do your regular picks real quick.
Okay, I'm also going to take Patriots minus 5.5. I'll take the Patriots. I'm going to go. Before we do this, what is the point total on the Seahawks Rams game?
Seahawks Rams. The point total is 46.5.
Okay. I will do Patriots 3.
Okay, Patriots 3.
And then I'm going to go under 42.5.
Okay, so hang on a second here. Actually, wait, I'll just do it this way. We're live, folks. Okay, so you're going to go. So, all right, you're going under 42.5, right?
Under 42.5 at a 2.
Under at a 2, okay. I'm going to go under at a 2 also.
Okay.
Which means I got okay. All right, so then the NFC Championship game. Again, as I mentioned earlier with Trang, this is brought to you by Rick Bootin Tootin, who was a punter back in the day. Fresh and fruitin'. Seahawks are laying 2.5 against the Rams. So we've been working this formula all season. It's been working for us. So I'm going to go Rams plus 2.5, but I'm taking the Seahawks at a 1.
Okay, I'm taking the Seahawks minus 2.5. I'm going to say this is a field goal game. Seahawks, home team wins it. So I'm going to take the Seahawks at a 1. Like you. And I'm going to take under 46.5 at a 4.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, that's all you got left. All right, so I got to think about this now. So, because we got all the same picks so far. Get
the protractor out.
You're up 7. You're up 7 right now. If you're right, you'll go up 6, 10. You'll go up 17, 5. There's no way I can catch you because we have the same. So I need to make. No, I don't want to do that. Well,
or you could go over.
Yeah. Okay. So let's say I go, but even if I go over, okay. So let's say I go over at a 3. Then then take that. Okay. So take that out. So now you're at 13. Actually, no. Now you're at 10 because you lose 4, and I gain 3 on you.
And then that Patriots game could be the difference.
Yeah, but you have the Patriots too. So if
but you would still make up a point because you
right, I'll still make up. Okay. And even if I change my pick in the over under on that game to over, maybe that's what I got to do. So I'm going to switch Broncos, Patriots. I'm going to switch to over. What is it, 42.5? I'll switch to over at a 2. I'll switch to over at a 2 just to at least somewhat make it interesting, I guess. See, my suggestion to you is going to be that I have to pick opposite of you. Like, in other words, I have to, but yeah, this works. This will work. Or what if I guess that would only be a point difference. So I was going to say. Yeah, we're fine. We'll just do it this way.
You're taking over.
Yeah. So I'll go over 42.5 and over in so I'm taking over in both. At a 2 and a 3 respectively. Okay. And then, we'll do some other fun stuff for the now for the spread. So for against the spread, you're going to be ahead. You're going to beat me because you're a game ahead. We've got the same pick, so I need to. No. I got Rams. That's right.
You got Rams.
That's fine. We're good. We're good.
Game could.
So we'll tie at bet. I could tie you at least. Maybe I should pick Broncos plus 5.5, but I don't want to.
You don't want to trust Jared Stidham? You don't want to ride with your boy Sean McVay? Not Sean McVay.
You mean Sean Payton?
Sean Payton.
I am riding with Sean McVay in the spread.
So I got. We should point out there are 4 possible Super Bowl matchups.
Right.
3 of those would be Super Bowl
rematches. Yeah.
The only one that is not is Rams Broncos. Which, if we get that game, that would also be Sean versus Sean.
It would. And it would be Peyton versus the Rams, I think for the first time since that NFC champ. No, the Broncos must have played them. Well, maybe not. Peyton versus the Rams since that NFC championship game fiasco. The Saints played them. No, the Saints played them again. So it wouldn't work. Anyway, either way. But yeah, Sean versus Sean.
Also, this could be the second Peyton to take the Broncos to a Super Bowl.
There you go. That's another.
Very.
See, this is
Well, look at these.
This is why people.
I got an endless supply.
This is why people tune in, buddy.
That's right. That and the Excel spreadsheet update.
The Excel, me updating a spreadsheet in real time. When is transitioning to something else? The Senior Bowl is next week. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
The Senior Bowl.
I just found out Robert Saleh got hired. Do you think I'm on top of things over here, buddy?
Senior Bowl 2026. Yeah, it will be played next Saturday. So not this coming Saturday, but the following. So January 31st. I'll try to keep an eye out on that. I know both of our teams will have a presence there. The Saints, a couple of the Saints coaches are on the coaching staff for the Senior Bowl. Joel Thomas, who I believe is the running backs coach for the Saints, he is the head coach of one of the teams in the Senior Bowl. So something to keep an eye on for me. And obviously, a couple players I'm sure that the Saints will have their eye on because that 8th pick in the draft as we get closer to them.
The Cowboys usually send a lot of scouts and personnel over to the Senior Bowl. They found a lot of players there. Specifically, current starting quarterback Dak Prescott was a big.
There you go.
That was a guy that they liked at the Senior Bowl. So,
the Saints. That's where they found Rattler. Rattler played at the Senior Bowl that year. Well, actually, the Saints drafted 2 Senior Bowl MVPs back to back. They drafted Jake Hayner and then Spencer Rattler the year after that. So,
wow, there you go.
So, they like their Senior Bowl, too. So it'll be interesting to check that out. I know the guys over at Saints Block Party Podcast, I think they're going. They got to go last year, and I think they're going to go again this year. So I'll probably check out their coverage. Because we're getting to that point, buddy. We only got 3 games left of the season. We only got the 2 this week and then the Super Bowl. And then we got to figure out what to do in the non-playing season. Obviously, we'll do some draft talk.
Yep.
We'll do some of that.
We'll be able to get back to doing more of our drafts as well.
Yeah, we can do some immaculate.
Felt the draft.
Yeah, we'll do some immaculate grid one-on-ones. We'll do some drafts. I do have a couple ideas.
Get back into immaculate grid. I need to get back into immaculate grid shape. I'm a little out of practice lately.
Same here. I do know they have added a couple of new categories. So maybe we could we'll have to do a couple with like the recorded an interception, kicked a field goal, I think is one now. There's a couple. There's a couple there. But yeah, we'll figure that out. Also, at this time 2 weeks from now, maybe we will know if. Well, I'm pretty sure the Saints are going to have a representative in the Hall of Fame this upcoming year. But your guy, Mr. Woodson, he's up again. And I know the Cowboys official Twitter, they sent out something today about Darren Woodson belongs in the Hall of Fame. So maybe we'll both have.
They've been. Well, I think I might actually have 2 guys eligible.
Who's the other one?
Is Jason Witten not up for it this year? Did he not make the final?
Oh, you mean the new tight ends coach at Oklahoma, Jason Witten?
I know, what a betrayal. Never mind, he's dead to me.
Yeah, so I know it's Breeze and Fitzgerald are the 2 kind of locks. And I think you're right. I think Witten is
yeah. Oh, Reggie Wayne, Jason Witten. Man.
Eli Manning, Frank Gore.
Yeah.
Luke Kuechly. Bill Belichick probably is getting in as a coach. By the way, The craziest thought I had about the Bills head coaching job was like, what if they just hired Belichick? It's like,
I like this idea.
I like this idea. Like Belichick's your head coach, Dayball's your offensive coordinator, and I don't know, for the hell of it, just hire Gerard Mayo as your defensive coordinator or whatever. Like, let's get crazy here.
There you go.
Let's get crazy.
You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
Let's get nuts. All right. Well, we'll be back next week. We'll have a Super Bowl matchup. Obviously, the Super Bowl won't be for another week after that because they do take a week off for things like the Senior Bowl and the Pro Bowl, whatever they call it now. So we'll probably talk. We'll talk about the conference championship games. We probably won't preview the Super Bowl too much, but we'll at least talk about it. And then in 2 weeks, we'll do a big preview. We'll do probably some prop bets, some other fun stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to.
Leading into the Super Bowl. And we probably need to, maybe we'll do this next week. We need to circle back to my preseason wagers that I made. Because actually, one of them is still in play. One of my futures bets was Rams make it to and lose in the conference round. So if the Seahawks win this week, that Rams bet will hit for me for this year. I also had the Texans make it to the conference round, but that didn't pan out.
My good bet right now that's still alive is I have Seahawks to win the Super Bowl plus 1,200. So it's pretty.
Yeah, all of
pretty good,
my
pretty
three
sweet action right there.
Yeah, my 3 Super Bowl winners are all gone. I had Buffalo, Baltimore, and Philly, and they're all. By the way, I
appreciate
how's that offensive court? How's that offensive coordinator job going at the Eagles there? How's that search going? Not good.
I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen. Have they I have not. I've been disconnected, so I don't know what's going on.
They interviewed Mike McDaniel. He decided to go to the Chargers. Apparently, they interviewed Dayball, and Dayball is basically saying, "I'd rather go to Tennessee than go to Philly." Think about that now. Think hard about this. I would rather go be the OC at Tennessee than at Philadelphia. I did read somewhere today that apparently, I forget who it was. I think it was Diana Rossini was like, people do not view this job as a good job. The offensive coordinator at Philadelphia. They view it as like
that's a shame.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have your quarterback, so
whatever that means. I don't know. What I didn't read too much into the details, but man, it's hard out here for the Eagles.
The Titans are assembling a great collection of bald men over in Tennessee.
Yeah, absolutely. So they need to hire. So who's the defensive coordinator they need to hire then? So they have Saleh, they have Dayball. Who's a good ball? Well, question. McDermott. I guess McDermott, but he won't.
Yeah. But I think, you got to figure Saleh's going to hire a guy that he
Yeah, he will.
System. So.
Yeah, I don't know that is
within that tree.
I mean, the important hire for Saleh is the offensive coordinator because you have to get the most out of Cam Ward that you can. Which is why I think he wants Dayball because Dayball was very high on Cam Ward in this draft process. Before obviously they had to.
He needs to do a little image resuscitation as well because
that's the other thing. That's the other thing is Dayball. I was really surprised that when McDermott got let go, the first name that people started talking about for Buffalo was Dayball. And I'm like, really? You really want to go down that? But there's the relationship with Josh Allen. I understand it. I get that. But we'll see. It'll be I think by the time we reconvene next week, we'll probably have a couple more coaching jobs filled. It's been a pretty interesting coaching cycle, honestly, with all that's going on. I mean, obviously, depending on who loses this weekend, that could also dictate what happens. Because as far as
especially with Jim Leonard, still
Leonard,
possibility.
Davis Webb, who is a passing game coordinator for the Broncos, he's a hot name in terms of head coaching jobs. I've heard he's gotten a lot of play. Jesse Minter with the Chargers was apparently like the front runner for the Ravens job, but I haven't heard much about it since.
It seems like that. It seems like that's kind of dropped off the Ravens seem to be doing things quietly if they're being patient or something.
Yeah, and we talked about we obviously talked about McCarthy interviewing with the Steelers. The other name I've heard, the big name I've heard with the Steelers are the two Rams assistants, Chris Shula, who's the defensive coordinator, and the passing game coordinator, Nathan, and I can't pronounce I remember his last name, but apparently the passing game coordinator for the Rams, really impressed the Steelers in his interview. So that's something else to keep an eye on as well. And then who knows? I mean, if the Rams win and Stafford decides to retire, maybe McVay steps away. It's going to be an interesting rest of the offseason here. I'm just happy for both of our teams. Well, you guys are hiring a defense coordinator, but like the Saints, nobody's leaving. Which they probably should be switching special teams coordinators, but that's neither here nor there.
That's another conversation for another day.
Another conversation for another day. But but we will be back with everybody next week. Thanks again to our good friend Trang for hopping on and talking, spending some time with us. Be sure to check out what was the name of her podcast?
It's like the Pimp. Hold on, let me actually. I want to get this right.
Yeah, we'll try to drop a link maybe in the show notes so that folks can check it out.
Yeah.
When baseball, because baseball season is around the corner. Opening spring training starts here next couple of weeks.
The Pimptacular podcast.
Pimptacular podcast. Okay, there. So check her out with her co-host. I didn't catch his name. She said a clown, basically. I wanted to say your co-host is Bozo. B-O-Z-O.
Kids don't know Bozo these days.
All right, but hope everybody has a good week. If you are in Texas, bundle up because it's going to get cold this weekend. So hopefully everybody stay safe out there wherever you are. Please stay safe. We'll see everybody next week. But until then, happy football.
Happy football.